Kia ora everyone, nā mai, hara mai, hello and welcome to ILT Stadium at Southland. Thursday night basketball here in New Zealand. Sharks in the airs, Sky Broadband Rapid League coming your way in a moment. And of course the NZNBL later tonight. Looking forward to that. Talofa Brent Matahari is with me, Justin Nelson with you as well, and Samoan Language Week.
Malo Justin, malo. So yes, great to see you again, and obviously ILT Stadium has put on a little bit of heat, and it's obviously very cold outside, so all the action's going to be inside, so hope for a big night. Yeah,
looking forward to this one. It is such a big game, especially for the home team, the Southland Sharks. More on the NZNBL a little bit later. Our attention right now is the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Here's the ladder as it sits at the moment. We're moving into the last third of the season. The Giants leading the way, the Fire, the Rams, the Saints, the Nuggets and the Hawks. As we flip over and have a look at the Tuatara, the Airs 6 and 7, the Sharks. It's been a pretty tough gig.
Yeah, that record does look to be a long season. I mean, I look down in these, the Sky Broadband Rapid League names and the starters. You know, Jack Exeter, Scott Telford, Jalen Duran, Dom Kelman, Poto, Quinton Bailey from the Airs, and that's a squad.
Yeah, it is. Let's bring up the starters for the Taranaki Airs: Exeter, Telford, Kelman, Poto, Durand and Bailey. There's some size there. There's some shooting power. And there's some real energy as well. This is a good-looking lineup about to hit the floor. For the home team, the Sharks, as we said, just the one win on the season for the team in maroon, as they will step out in a moment. And this is the way they will start here tonight. Ledger, Inga, Hilu, Cooper and Collier. These two teams met last week, last Thursday. It was the Airs by 3.
Yeah, I'm looking for Braden obviously to come out and get a little bit hotter this week. You know, getting his legs underneath him after, his long trip back from England. So, yeah, looking for him to really show stuff. And obviously, the likes of Ledger and Hilu, they've been doing this stuff. And notwithstanding, Tuka and Collier. So there's going to be some action tonight. And as you said, it was close last week. And they've gone back to back. It happens a couple of times with this this draw.
Yeah, it can be quirky at times. Yeah. You get that instant back to back between teams. Chemist Warehouse head to head. Of course, not too good the form on the left. The form on the right is very, very good. Inga and Exeter, the two players to look out for.
Oh, definitely. As I said, Braden Inga. Be looking forward to him get hot outside that three-point line. And who's going to feed him? You've got Hilu and Cooper as well. So exciting times.
Well, Inga did have 12 points in the Sky Broadband Rapid League last week against the Airs. Our officials for this one, in fact, this young man brings out the molten basketball. Tell me about him.
This is Declan, 6 years old. He's from the New River Primary School, and his favourite player is the tallest one, which tonight Sam Timmins.
I'll tell you what, the young man here is a tall unit himself for 6 years of age.
He's got a bit of length.
Rightio, not too far away from a start here tonight. NZNBL later this evening from 7 p.m. local time. It's going to be a big one, especially for the Sharks. Got a story to tell on that. As we are underway, it'll be the Airs with the opening possession. Here's Jack Exeter, who, since coming back from a shoulder injury, has started to find some form. Durand, we know he can shoot. Back to Exeter with some space. And Kelman Poto, who knows this court so well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's certainly deft hands right there, picks up that rebound, and he's already putting people in space to score. But
3 opportunities for the Airs, all go begging. And now the Sharks will come forward for their first chance. NZNBL later tonight, Brent, believe this or not, after a 2-win, 5-loss start, if the Sharks win tonight against the Airs, they will jump to equal 5th. They could actually go to 5th tonight.
Sounds crazy, right? But I guess that's the league this year. It's so tight in the middle. You've got a couple of teams standouts with Saints and the Rams, but the rest of the league's so very, very tight. They're all beating each other up.
Telfa with a miss there for the Airs. The Sharks lead early. Ledger gets it to go as well. So the opening couple of baskets for the Sharks, and they will be thinking points and a win here, because of course the points for and against go over to the NZNBL. And if they get a couple of wins here tonight and some good points, they will move to 5th on the ladder. Durand
Yeah, that points percentage, so crucial in a tight league when you've got head-to-heads. Could be the potential difference from making the playoffs or not.
Well, we talk about it every week, don't we, on Sky? The fact that every basket counts. And I've just got a feeling, I was speaking with Casey Frank earlier today, and you get the crystal ball out, Brent. You're not quite sure how things are going to play out from here, but there is every chance we will see multiple teams end up on the same wins and losses. And, of course, from there, the tie break is points percentage.
Yeah, well, it makes it a little bit easier for those that can't do those mini ladders. I remember
they were hard. They were tough those days.
I do recall sending in a mini ladder to BBNZ one time and said, no, we're in third.
They were tough. Sky Broadband Rapid League underway tonight, Thursday night hoops. Out of court, Johnny Hillu took a little bit of a bump there.
Yeah, well, maybe that sideline defender's moving up to number 2 spot with, someone injured currently.
I did want to ask you, actually, about a couple of prospective winners of awards this season. We've still got a little bit to play out, of course. No Shea Illy, so that's the player you were just referring to from a defensive viewpoint. We've got a quick stop here just to fix up the shot clock, I believe. Defensive Player of the Year, I want to throw a name at you. Tobias Cameron from the Bulls.
What I've seen from Tobias this year would certainly put him in the mix for that.
I don't think any player in the competition takes as many charges as what Tobias does.
He puts so much energy and effort into it, and that's the key for defense. It's actually that willingness to actually want to stop players, get to the basket, take charges, to be in the right position, to help your teammates, and those are the things that stand out. And you've just alluded to one of them, which is taking charges. Yeah,
I think he will be right in the mix. Yeah, we just got a hold up here at the moment. It is a timing issue. Early stages, of course. 4x4 minute quarters. We're just underway. The Sharks leading by 2. And what would a night be in the Sky Broadband Rapid League and the Cells NBL if we didn't have a timing issue?
Well, you've done a few more games than I have, Justin, and I'm sure you're well used to it. Obviously, we've had some challenges already today to deal with, and one of those is the cold, the change of flights, the inability to talk with our producer. So there's all kinds of interesting things going on today. I'm learning a lot. Learning a lot. I
do hope that everyone is nice and warm out there. For those outside of New Zealand, it is extremely bitter and cold up and down the country at the moment. I know there's been a lot of rain as well, so there's some flooding in places. We hope everybody is safe. Stay rugged up tonight, stay inside here on Sky Sport and enjoy some basketball. One game played already in week 12, and that was last night in Pukekohe. The Bulls losing their 6th straight game in the Cells NBL. The Saints got home 93-77, and the Bulls, forget about charging, they are on a slide.
Yeah, I don't know what the opposite of charging is. I think sleeping in the paddock at the moment. Real challenging for the Bulls. They've obviously got a talented group. Certainly a team that can come out and play well, but at the moment, they're really struggling. They look good at halftime. We were right in it competing in that game, and then just fell away at the end.
Well, it wasn't long ago that the Bulls were sitting 3rd on the ladder in the Cells NBL. They are now down to position 8, having lost their last 6 games. So there's a story unfolding there, and they need a lot to go right from here.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is they've only got 4 games left. Some other teams that have 7.
Back underway.
Bit of zone defense here from the Sharks Rapid team.
Exeter on the drive to the basket, got to knock down the arm, and he'll head off to the Chemist Warehouse for the first trip tonight. It is a big week coming up in the competition as well. You look at some of these matchups. I mean, Sharks and Airs tonight. Sharks win, as we said. They can go up into the top 6. Airs have the southern swing. Brent, you know that only too well. For visiting teams coming down to this part of the world, they take on the Nuggets on Saturday night. Have a listen to some of these other matchups. Find the Giants.
The Giants are good right now, aren't they?
They could make the playoffs. They've got 6 games to go. If they win all 6, I reckon they're in.
Yeah.
They cannot afford any hiccups. And the Phi, of course, looking a lot different and a lot better as well. The other big one for me is the Tuatara and the Phi on Sunday afternoon, all the way to the Cup, Tukaha Cooper. Some big games coming up.
Yeah, I think Coach Adam down there will be a bit upset about that lack of defence there, just giving up too many. That's a couple of times now, just giving up the lane too easily.
Bailey with the turnaround. Mini hook misses that. Early stages, Sharks lead by 2. Here's Tukaha Cooper. He's had a good season, enjoying his time down south. Inga, first big opportunity for him, comes up short. Bailey up quickly on the move to Exeter. He can't keep it in play though. The sideline has won another battle.
Yeah, going quite up that sideline defender. With no real necessity either. I think you know, the pass probably a little bit behind Jack there and just unable to keep his feet in the court.
They've won 4 of their last 5 games, the Airs. Played the Sharks this time last week up in Taranaki and won the Rapid League by 3. Cooper does really well. Strong drive. Love the way he changed from left to right then, Brent, and he draws contact as well. Yeah,
again, able to get to the basket. Just that perimeter defence, not able to keep them out. And I like the way the Sharks are going here. They're actually really attacking the rim, not settling for outside shots, and potentially this will open things up for the shooters on the outside if the Airs start to try and prevent them a little more. So we'll see what they do.
Cooper converts. Sharks lead by 4.
Yeah, Cooper getting a break now. Obviously rolling the subs through really quickly there.
A minute to play in this opening quarter tonight. Sky Broadband Rapid League. Hope you're enjoying it. Telfer, Bailey, Durand gave up the shot, got on the drive, gets it out to Quinnell for 3. Snow with the rebound.
Oh, it's actually a great action, and I think any coach would be happy with that kind of shot.
It's a pretty apt name for tonight as well, Riley Snow.
It is certainly forecast for the weekend.
Inga for 3. That's what he does, Braden Inga. Welcome back.
Yeah, there you go. Not so great on the drive earlier on. Lost a bit of balance on that, but that's his shot there. And if he can get going, then in both this Sky Broadband Rapid League and also the Southland NZNBL, Braden Inga is going to do a lot of good for the Southland Sharks.
Quinnell with 1 miss, sends it out to Exeter. Launches for 3 and drains that. Just what the Airs needed inside the end of this first quarter.
Yeah, it'll be important for the Sharks to knock one down here and really settle this game down for them. Take a wee lead into this into the second quarter.
Inga knows the time here. Doesn't get that off before the clock expires. 1 quarter down tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Good start for the Sharkies here on their home deck. The Shark Tank will come alive tonight. Suns NBL coming your way from 7 p.m. local time. There's one new player there just taking a seat, by the way. Deng Dut has come into the Airs lineup for the rest of the season. Owen Foxwell has finished his time with the Airs, so they have made a change during the week. And we're going to get our first chance to see the Australian Deng Dut tonight.
Yeah, Deng Dut, not a great deal of knowledge about him. Obviously, you know, coming out through that Australian NBL area, they're going to have talent. He's going to be moving, and it's pretty exciting. I was talking to Sam earlier, McKinnon, and he was saying they'll be a little bit different, which is obviously going to be really challenging for the Sharks. Because
well, Aussie Craig Moller played his first game for the Airs last week as well.
Yeah, and he played basically getting off the plane. So
starting tonight.
So that'll be an interesting to see how they've settled these 2 players into their unit. But you know, the Airs are in a great position. They're third on the table. They've got 7 games ahead of them. This is including this one tonight, and they've got a really good shot at this. And Coach McKinnon is going to put together a decent shot at the title, really.
Fibre starter from $50 a month for the first 12 months. skybroadband.co.nz for all of the details. With thanks to Sky Broadband. Second quarter about to start in this Rapid League contest tonight. It's been a good start for the Sharks. They can get a win and get some points here. And of course they can come out and win the Sal's NBL tonight. They could overtake the Hawks in 5th position on the ladder. Quite remarkable.
No, it's that nature of the league at the moment. It's so close there in the middle.
We just went through early turnover there against the Sharks. We just went through a run of 8 games, Brent, in the Sal's NBL, where the average winning margin in each game was less than 5 points. Have fun tipping winners. That is super tough.
Who would try? Who would try? Casey Frank, I imagine.
Oh, Kelman Poto with a bit of showmanship.
Yeah, nice little dribble between the legs to keep the defence away from the ball, but to no avail. Here come the Sharks.
He knows this court really well, DKP. He's played a lot of games here for the Sharks. Johnny Hillu with the drive.
Yeah, nice tough finish with the left. Over defence. I like it again. Get into the paint.
Opening points of the second quarter for the Sharks. Telfa. They're just pushing the Airs out of their comfort zone at the moment. Miss there for Tuhaka.
Yeah, the number of shots the Airs have actually missed is quite remarkable. You know, they've had positions where they've got 2-3 rebounds in a row, but still unable to finish. And if you're unable to finish, your defence isn't quite set.
Shot clock at 8. Here's Cooper and Talafar doing battle. Cooper runs straight into trouble, but that's going to count. Points are good. Foul is on Quinnell, and Tukaha Cooper is proving to be a handful for the Airs tonight.
Points in the paint. Points in the paint again. So they get into the paint and scoring at will at the moment. And I'm not going to say that is at will, but that was certainly a challenge inside there. So, yeah, Tukaha Cooper.
Nothing comes easy in this competition. Quentin Bailey back onto the floor for the Airs. They've got a lot of experience in this Rapid League team, but right now, this young Sharks group is showing them up.
Yeah, and it's going to be, with the speed of this Sky Broadband Rapid League, it's sometimes tough to catch up, but then sometimes it's also great, easy to get momentum. Little 2-3 zone here, again from the Sharks.
Exeter for 3.
Yeah, giving up the shot, you play that zone and sit back. You are taking matters, allowing the other team to take matters into their own hands and knock down shots.
He's up to 8 points now, Jack Exeter. Hillu inside, outside, Quake Webster.
Yeah, looking good, the young fella. There you go, inside-outside game. Tested the paint. Hillu, and then out to Webster for the 3. More. Oh.
Just the strength of Kelman Poto. Has one crack at it. And has he walked there? He has. Just taken one step too many. I know there's a lot of strong youngsters out there, but Dom Kelman Poto is a man amongst boys, isn't he?
Oh, what I love about DKP is his ability to score without jumping. It's uncanny. So he just uses his body and creates space for his shot.
I think about my time here around the NZNBL, Brent, over the last 7 years, and for me, one of the hardest players to stop, block to block, especially under the backboard. Good basket there for Braden Inga.
That's a Braden Inga special, that one.
Kelman Poto, his work underneath the backboard, just amazing. Durand for 3.
Things are heating up now.
22-13, margin at 9, a minute to play in this first half. Hillu.
Stop's going to be the key for the Airs. Inga on the drive, gets paint touch.
He's feeling it at the moment. Braden Inga had 12 against the Airs last Thursday, adds another 2.
Looking for the contact as well.
He's got
It's
9.
a tip. That should be Sharks ball.
And it will. Inga's up to 9 points. Tukaha Cooper has 8. So they're the 2 leaders for the Sharks right now. Jack Exeter with 8 for the Airs.
Yeah, Braden doing a great job getting to the inside and then working on that wee turnaround that he's so successful with.
Fires for 3 now, Inga. A little bit too deep. Make no mistake, the Sharks coaching staff will be well aware of the point situation tonight. It's not just about the win. They want to win, but it's about points for them.
Talk about that strength, DKP.
That's what he does. He gets 2 back and heads to the Chemist Warehouse for the bonus shot.
Be interesting to see if the BNZ player timeouts come into play in this last 30 seconds. I know that Sharks are probably potentially looking for 2 for 1. Get out and early.
Bonus from Kelman Poto, misses that. Collier.
No, it doesn't look it. Settling for a good offense.
Here's Cooper. Collier. Using the body, look away pass. Inga usually pretty good from the corner. That one short. Collier did well. They'll go again. They will get the 2 shots in the end. 8.6 to play.
I'll tell you what, Braden Inga will be going, hey, Collier, just look at me and throw the pass.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Just give me the ball.
Just give it to me in my shooting pocket.
He's had a good opening half here tonight, and he'll play an important role later in the NZNBL. The Molten basketball has disappeared. They are looking for the ball right now. No one can find it.
Just get one of those balloons.
There we go. The Molten re-emerges. Let's see what the Sharks do here late. They'll be mindful of the time. You don't want to give up even a split second to give the opposition a chance at the BNZ player timeout, because that will lead to the ball advanced, of course. So let's see if they can use all 8.6. In fact, they're going to use their own BNZ player timeout and have a chat before that. So they'll come together here, the Sharks, and talk about their offense while the Airs talk about the defense. BNZ, ticket to the big game. There's the QR code on the screen. Your chance to come along and watch both the Rapid League and the NZNBL. Lots and lots of groups, lots of people from up and down the country have been getting involved with that. Great program with thanks to BNZ.
And what a great time to get involved in the NBL when it starts to get really hot. The competition heats up, so get to these games.
Here we go, Cooper to bring it in, 8.6. Sharks lead by 9, got to get it in and does. Ledger is fouled by Bailey. Foul to give for the Airs, so Smart in the end, 6.5.
Yeah, and they'll probably just go with the same play. I'd be looking for staggers for Braden to come off.
He's sitting in the far corner at the moment, Braden Inga. Game high scorer.
Especially going to his left.
Cooper. He fires away from deep, and in the end, well short. And what this will do is exactly what we spoke about, Brent. This will give the Airs a chance to use their own BNZ player timeout and advance with 1.9, and that's what Scotty Telford does. So Sharks are going to give up the last shot of the first half to the Airs, and this is the beauty, this is the benefit of the BNZ player timeout.
100%, and you can get a shot off. It's a good catch and shoot opportunity. You probably even get a pump fake on a catch on this one. And the great thing is, we would often allow our players to come up with we give them some structure, and then players could come up with their own stuff, because they're the ones making the decisions out there. They call the timeout themselves, and then they go and come up with stuff. So,
well, coaches can't get involved in the BNZ player timeout.
Well, you can at practice.
Well, you can at practice, but not right now. Here we go, 1.9. What do they do? Exeter runs away. Bailey the target. Bailey gets it, gets a little run at it, but he can't get it to go. Clean look at the end, but that'll do us for the opening half tonight, and a good opening half for the Sharks.
Yeah, great opening half for the Sharks, and taking a 9-point lead into that second spell is going to be give them a good wee buffer and hopefully some confidence going into the second half and then the Sales game. So
first half down in the Sky Broadband Rapid League tonight. Sharks lead 24-15. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats. Braden Inga leading the way. He's got 9. Cooper's been good, and Exeter is the money man right now for the Airs.
Yeah, Jack's done a great job in getting some open looks, but those openings have been created by his teammates, and so he's got some inside-outside action, and so what's important there is the Airs probably just need to stick with their processes and ensure they keep playing defence. And obviously the key thing there is stopping the Sharks getting inside, because it's those interior points that have been the key for the Sharks, in 14 points in the paint and 5 points from turnover. So it's where it is at the moment. It's keeping them on the perimeter, but then making sure Braden Inga isn't way too much.
A couple of assists there for Johnny Halou. No blocks in the game so far, and just the 1 steal. All of the stats, of course, with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Mentioned some of those games coming up. Fine the Giants tomorrow night, a huge one for those two. The Giants, with 6 games to go this season, literally cannot afford to lose one of them. They're going to win all 6 for me to make the top 6.
And I think they're done with the Saints and they're done with the
Rams.
Done with the Rams. So, I mean, you know, they go Phi, Jets, Nuggets, Airs, Tuatara. And I think their last game is against the Sharks.
All winnable?
All winnable.
Based on their form last week. They definitely look a different team at the moment, don't they? Hawks and the Rams play on Saturday. Nuggets and the Airs. We're going to be at that one on Saturday night.
Well, you will be.
And a couple of big games on Sunday. I will be. Giants and the Jets, Tuatara and the Phi. We are set to go in the second half here. Really good position for the Sharks right now.
Yep, great position. This first possession, often telling and seeing how they came out of that chat. Again, same play out of the top as they started the game with.
Duran, I reckon Cooper got a hand on that.
Yeah, a bit tough there over the top of Tukaha.
Here he is, the man you speak of, Tukaha Cooper. Look at Jalen Duran get after it. Feisty character, isn't he? Quake Webster's already hit a 3. That one goes down as well.
Yeah, no, he can get hot, that young fella. He's played a lot and he takes most of the shots for his school team, so he'll be used to shooting the ball.
I know
DKP.
Andrew Wheeler spends a lot of time with young Quake Webster, working on his game.
Yeah, no, they have a bit of time and able to get in the gym down here quite often. The access is unbelievably good.
Here he is, Webster. Playing a big part here tonight. Hillu picks up the dribble. Cooper just fires from deep.
Probably feeling a little bit after he got that block down the other end.
Look at that. 2 quick passes, DKP to Telfer onto Bailey. Easy finish underneath. Bailey, one of the best rim runners in the competition.
Yeah, it's often you'll see a missed 3-pointer leads to an easy basket. Long rebound, defense isn't quite set, and certainly exploited there by the years.
Sharks by 10.
Good mismatch here. Kick ball reset to 14.
It's a big foot too, Dom Kelman-Potor. I had a chat with him before the game, and you can't miss the green boots he's got on his feet. They are like canoes.
Yeah, no, they're rather large. I imagine they're 14, 15s. Reasonable size for a basketball.
Shot clock at 14 on that reset. Oh, miscommunication there. Luckily, Tukaha Cooper was available to clean it up, and he gets on the drive.
Yep, foul from behind Exeter.
He has improved so much as a basketballer over the last couple of years, Tukaha Cooper. Shows real aggression. He's got a game inside and out.
Yeah, no, he likes to get downhill. You know, just coming from Northland, it's a lot of opportunity to, exploit what they do down here, and always just tough. Oh, don't leave him open. He's going good.
Webster, that one in and out.
And here's that 3-point miss. Does it lead to a basket?
Bailey was drifting through the middle. Goes out to Telfer for 3. Nearly in and out as well.
Good open look there for Telfer.
No Dane Burtonshaw tonight for the Sharks. He's away on New Zealand 3x3 duty. So that's why he hasn't lined up. Turning the corner. Webster on the drive. Getting a hold of him, Jack Exeter.
Yeah, before the shot.
Braden Inga and Riley Snow back into the game.
Yeah, I think Inga coming in can make a real big difference, and that's 4 fouls on Exeter.
Speaking of Snow, you are a man with local knowledge. How close are we to snow here tonight in Invercargill?
Well, it's supposed to snow in the next couple of days.
He didn't answer my question. Oh, Cooper. That's come off his leg by the looks of it.
Off his leg.
Close?
Yeah, close enough. You could probably drive an hour or so and get some snow. We once drove down. We came down and watched a game down here. I was with my assistant, Jared, and we came down and we took the high road instead of going, turned right at Matota, and we could not see the road signs nor the road. It was a rather actually great contest down there, but it was a contest with the weather, just trying to get home.
Inga on the drive. There is a very famous story, true story. Foul against Scotty Telfer. True story. here at ILT Stadium, Southland. The Sharks actually one year had to move their games over to the Velodrome because the roof above us here, this roof right above us as we speak, iced over in a snowstorm and was so heavy that the roof caved in.
Yep, that's it. The roof, they were gone for like maybe 14, 15 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rather cold. Let's just say they didn't put any insulation between the court here and the courts, 4 or 5 courts to the other side. So, yeah, but Southlanders are tough. So
I'm just looking up. The roof does have some serious bracing here now. Thankfully.
It's probably got some heaters on there just to melt the ice. But none of that out there at the moment, Justin. It just feels cold.
Inga adds another 2 from the Chemist Warehouse. So the margin of 12 inside the last minute of this third quarter. And the Airs are going to have to get busy in a hurry. Duran knows it, pulls up, deep 2.
Yeah, nice easy shot then coming off that little screen. If the other guard doesn't step in to take you, he's always going to be open. About making it, Cooper.
Sends it out to Inga, the sharpshooter from the corner.
Yeah, probably should be a don't leave kind of scout, Braden Inga in this rapid league. He is so influential.
He's up to 14. Look away pass. Durand inside to Quinnell. Sends it back to Jalen Durand. Put it at his ankles though. And that's going to be a turnover. So 21 to play. And this Sharks team is out to a 13-point lead and looking for more.
Yeah, certainly great couple of options here. And they're going to get a 14-second shot clock. So the Airs will have another chance in this quarter.
Collier. Oh, look at Inga all by himself on the far side. Ball finds him now. Shot clock at 10. In fact, it's down to 3, I should say. It's the game clock at 10. Inga comes up short.
Yeah, he's probably got rushed a little bit on that one with the 14-second shot clock.
Duran just got the shot up in time. But that'll do us after 3 tonight. And the Sharks extend their lead. They're out by 13, searching for just their 2nd win of the season in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. And importantly, these points, of course, go across to their Salsa NBL team. And that is vitally important as they try and make the top 6 this season. FIBA starter, $50 a month for the first 12 months. Sky Broadband, get on it. It's a great offer. skybroadband.co.nz. Start of the season, 2 wins and 5 losses in the Sal's NBL, the Sharks. So they have certainly turned their season around. Sammy Timmins, of course, is in the team now. I think their 3 imports took a little bit of time to gel. Caleb Asbury had a slow start to the season. He's on fire right now. And Keelan Boone has come into his own. And, of course, we have spoken very highly many, many times, Brent, about Josiah Alec.
I think if you're talking about the Sharks team and how they're getting together, I look at one stat, and that's Keelan Boone and his 3-point percentage. That guy needs to get some more shots. He's shooting like 43% from behind the 3-point line, and and then you've got Alec who's shooting like 66% from
66 inside. Yeah.
Inside. It's like there are some metrics in that equation that you have to start going to and start utilising. So I think the Southland team's a real good chance. But there's a lot of teams that are a real good chance at the moment. We talked about the Giants as well.
It is really tight, isn't it? We'll have a look at the Sal's NBL ladder a little later tonight. Ahead of the big game between the Sharks and the Airs, Tukaha Cooper. That is a dagger.
Yeah, starting that. I mean, this it's only a 4-minute quarter, and you start out with that shot. So good opportunity here.
Well, they had 35 against the Airs last Thursday, but they gave up 38. So defensively, and they force another turnover here. Defensively, the Sharks tonight have been on song.
Yeah, baseline defender that time. Able to force them out. So if they can get another one here, that's going to maybe even put the nail in the coffin. Haven't seen the Airs actually lighting things up at the moment.
5 of 10 from downtown tonight for the Sharks. Here's Cooper again. Inga comes to meet him, hands it back to Tukaha Cooper. On the drive, pushes Telfer out of the way, and then drains the 2. Pretty to watch.
Yeah, he got away with a little bump there. which I think's only fair after the Manawatu game in the Southland Sharks.
He's a game high 13 now, Cooper. Exeter, haven't seen a lot of him in this second half, battling some foul trouble.
Yeah, and a tough shot there over Riley Snow. I mean, Riley Snow was walled up really well, so did a great job, Snow there. There's Inga, running flow offense, coming to Cooper.
Webster hands it off. Cooper in the corner. Can't put that down. Picked up by Bailey. One forward to the other. In fact, a third forward gets possession in Quinnell. Bailey gets it back. Exeter with some space here. They need that.
They did. Jack Exeter nailing that shot brings them back into 15. The deficit's now 15, but I think that's maybe a bridge too far. But it's kind of, as you keep on harping on about, Justin, points count.
All about these points, especially for the Sharks. Jack Exeter, 3 triples tonight in this Rapid League game. Ledger, a wing and a prayer there, so close to going down. Exeter pulls up.
They're feeling it. Heat check there. One shot heat check. Webster with the ball.
Inga might have been telling Webster to get out of the way there off the glass. That's my domain. There's Cooper, has been excellent. And the spin back to the basket.
Well, knowing that Exeter is in foul trouble, he's got 4, didn't want to foul out, so just taking advantage. Tukaha Cooper using the smarts.
Up to 15. Kelman Potol turns it over, handed it straight to Cooper.
Yeah, him and Quinton Bailey went on the same page with that one.
They want more points. Clayton Webster on the drive. Great give and go with Riley Snow.
Yeah, old school right there. Pass and cut.
They're not going to slow down here, the Sharks.
No, it's getting away from the ears at the moment.
Bailey, that's come off the hand of Tukaha Cooper. So they started tonight, the Sharks, a win out of
14.
a win out of P5.
Oh, right, yeah.
Where the Hawks sit. 1 win out of that spot in the NZNBL and 2% behind, I think it is, on the ladder. We'll check that a little bit later on. So the points, we keep banging on about it, which is so important that they score heavily tonight. Exeter, they've run out of time.
Yep, not been aware of the shot clock.
Just completely unaware, weren't they?
Yeah, points percentage 95.8 for the Sharks. The Hawks are 94.7. Tauranga 98.4. Still pretty tight.
Nothing in it. Inga launches again. They get it back. Ledger doesn't mind a crack from outside, does he, Will Ledger?
Yeah, well, these offensive rebounds are really finishing the game for the Sharks. Just a turnover.
21.4 to play. So a big win coming up at the Shark Tank for the home team tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. They've been most impressive. Building some confidence ahead of tonight's big game in the NZNBL. Exeter had DKP underneath. Probably should have gone to him in the end, and BNZ player timeout is called by Braden Inga. So that'll give the Sharks a chance to advance the ball. And with 3.2 on the clock, you would think they're going to get the final shot of the game. BNZ ticket to the big game. Scan that QR code, fill in your details. And let us know how many tickets you want. Get your friends together, get your mates together. Come out to a NZNBL game with thanks to BNZ. They are inspiring New Zealand's next generation of basketballers. The BNZ ticket to the big game. Who do they go to here, Brent? The Sharks, 3.2 on the clock.
Well, you can see his zone set up at the moment. I imagine that'll turn it into a man-to-man, but I want to be getting Inga the ball.
And maybe Cooper in the end looked okay off the hand.
And importantly, used up all the clock.
And that'll do us tonight. So a massive win for the Sharks in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Just their second win of the season. But what Sharks NZNBL coach Jonathan Yim will be more impressed by is the 41 points and the 19-point margin.
Yeah, and I mean, great defence for the Sharks in that last quarter, only giving up 3 points. And that's what it comes down to, is actually locking it up and playing some defence. And when you play good defence, it leads into your offence. So I thought the Sharks' offence was great.
Chemist Warehouse stats, this is the way it ended up, and Tukaha Cooper was the star tonight.
Yeah, he was looking to get downhill, got to the basket, drew plenty of fouls, especially on Exeter. And then, of course, you had Braden Inga out on the outside. Rebounds, a good little mix there. Obviously, Quentin and DKP doing their thing. And Collier being around the basket. There were certainly a lot of rebounds out there. Most of the years were picking up a large number of offensive rebounds. In the assists, inside-out game, a couple of nice wee passes for the forwards to get out. And they've credited Braden Inga with that block, not Tukaha.
You'll take that. You'll take that.
You take that any time. There's the steals. Not too many turnovers in the game. So, yeah, a lot of good offense, and especially by the Sharks. So, you know, great for them to tick up win number 2 in the Sky Broadband Rapid League.
Standout Chemist Warehouse stat for me, the Sharks shot at 57%. The Airs at a lowly 27%. That is the difference in the ball game tonight.
Yeah, I think that's called bad offense. 27%. Not very happy with that. You don't win very many games.
So the Sharks get the first one here this evening, and this is what we look forward to now. The Salves NBL coming your way. The Sharks and the Airs back here live with us on Sky Sport, I should say, from 7 p.m.
If you got Sky Broadband, you'd probably be able to get it as well.
You'd probably be able to get it as well. Can the Sharks, the big story tonight, can the Sharks, from a 2-win, 5-loss start to the season, can they move inside the top 6 tonight? To do that, they'll have to take down the Airs, who begin their southern swing here. They've still got the Nuggets to come. Looking forward to this one. Don't go away. The Sharks and the Airs coming your way from 7.
player name through to the number on the screen. The shark with the most first quarter baskets.
Kia ora everyone, no mai haramai, hello and welcome to the Shark Tank tonight in the Deep South. Thursday night hoops in the NZNBL, freezing outside, nice and warm in here. The Sharks up against the Airs, looking forward to this one, a lot of stories to unpack. Talo Falava, Samoan Language Week, great to have you with us, Justin Nelson and Brent Matahari.
Malo, Justin, great to see you here. The last trip south for you, so you know, you got some. They're talking about you there on court side, and you know what a great thing you've done down here, and they're really appreciative of it. So they're clapping for you now, Justin.
Nice, thank you to everyone down here. Looking forward to this one tonight. There is a big story unfolding for the Sharks, and it could be a very positive one. At the moment, 62% going with the Airs on the Mix and Pick.com poll, but a win earlier tonight in the Sky Broadband Rapid League for the Sharks, 41-22, has put them in a position tonight. If they win this Sal's NBL game by 13 points or more, they will jump from 9th on the ladder to 5th.
That's huge.
That's amazing.
Huge. Yeah, and as I was saying earlier, it's the testament to the closeness of the league this year that, you know, a team can be in 9th place and then all of a sudden next week in 5th.
Well, here it is. This is the live ladder right now following the points coming across from the Sky Broadband Rapid League tonight. So the Hawks, you can see there in 5th, 7 wins, 8 losses. Now let's look down the bottom of the ladder, and you will see the Sharks sitting in 9th at the moment. There they are, 6 wins and 8 losses. They win this game tonight, they move to the same as the Hawks in 5th, but if they win by 13 points or more, they overtake the Hawks and they sit inside the top 6.
That's crazy. And if you look, the key number is that points percentage, and there you have 93.1, the Hawks are 94.1. So that's how tight this table is, and as you keep saying, every point counts.
Well, the Giants, they could actually make the top 6 from here.
Look at their points percentage.
It is going to be fascinating to watch over the next few weeks in the Sal's NBL. Speaking of games coming up, this is what is ahead of us. Jammin' June is with us in the Sal's NBL. Find the Saints tomorrow night. That'll be a good one. Hawks and the Rams on Saturday. I remember those two teams battled a triple overtime game a couple of years ago in Hawke's Bay. Nuggets and the Airs, so the Airs are on the southern swing. I'm heading up for that one on Saturday night. Giants and the Jets is a really interesting matchup on Sunday, and I can tell you the one game not listed there, the Tuatara at home to the 5 on Sunday afternoon. That's a big one as well.
Look, they're all huge. In that middle of the table, those games are all huge. Every team, you know, basically has a chance to get up there and put themselves in a position to be in the playoffs, and in the playoffs anything can happen.
Let's have a look at the Airs starters tonight. They're on the southern swing, of course. Sharks tonight, Nuggets on Saturday night. Davison Dutt. So Deng Dutt is a new name. The Aussie guard comes in for the Airs. He replaces Owen Foxwell, who is done for the season, overseas at the moment with an Australian team. And there is a little bit of a whisper that maybe a call-up to the NBA Summer League as well. So keep an eye on that for Owen Foxwell. But he is out. Deng Dutt is the new recruit in from Australia. Craig Moller played last week, of course. Came off the bench tonight. He starts. He's a fascinating story. He has been in the competition before. Jack Andrew, what a wonderful season he's had. And Armon Fletcher. Just before we go to our interview tonight, Jack Andrew.
Mate, I'm just absolutely loving what he's doing this year. Like the confidence he's playing with. Just seeing him out there, just, you know, well, he doesn't smile much, but every now and again you'll see that grin. And yeah, he's putting up some great numbers and some great highlights. And you know, he's really had that opportunity to grow up there under Coach McKinnon, and he's doing a great job. So it's really pleasing to watch. It's a big matchup with Timmins, the old mates.
Big matchup, former teammates, of course. Earlier tonight, I caught up with one of Southland's favourite players, who'll be with the Airs tonight, of course. There's Dom Kelman-Potol. Look, it's welcome home, Dom. Back to the Shark Tank.
Yeah, it's always my second home. Enjoy being back here. Yeah, we've got a job to do tonight, so no excuses.
And it is a big job. You faced this team a week ago and they got the win up north. What did you take away from that? What do you have to do differently tonight?
First of all, the Sharks are an underrated team. They play well together with Sam and Alec in the paint as well. They're a strong combo, so we just got to play hard, rebound the ball, and keep them off the offensive glass.
Things are always changing for the Airs at the moment. Craig came in for his first game last week. Deng comes in for his first game tonight. How hard has it been to get them up to speed quickly?
No, it hasn't been hard. They're two great guys, great athletes, great players, and even better humans. So we've been working hard, getting them up to speed, but at the end of the day, they're basketball players and they know how to hoop.
You're not in orange tonight, but I think a few fans will be cheering for you. Welcome back.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
He'll have a few people cheering for him tonight, Dom Kelman-Potol. Mate, he is a favourite son down here.
Oh, look, I tell you what, you know, you got Jalen Duran who played his season down here as well.
Yeah,
so you got, you know, Southland seem to.
Scotty Telfer.
Scotty Telfer, that's it.
There's another one.
They draw a few players. You know, you look at Lonzo Burden, and he's probably the one that they've kept for the longest. So yeah, they've got some favourites down here, and there's a few championships up on the wall and so on. So you know, the Shark Tank have a great history of basketball and, you know, a great history of support down here in Invercargill, and you know, it's going to be great to watch. And look at the Southland team; they're coming together, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Burton, Asbury, Boone, Timmins, and Alec. Caleb Asbury is in great form at the moment. He's one to watch tonight, and I had a chat with him a short time ago. Here he is, Caleb Asbury. Caleb, it's a quick turnaround against the Airs. You faced them a week ago. You got the win on the road. What did you take away from that game? What do you have to do well tonight to get the win again?
I think our biggest takeaway was, I feel like we didn't let them get free throws. And, you know, I feel like they're like the second best free throw shooting team. I mean, getting fouled at shooting free throws. So we stopped that, and I feel like us, like having two bigs helped a lot. So I feel like this game we're gonna pound it inside more. I feel like, and yeah.
It's a crazy competition. Sharks win tonight. You could jump as high as 5th. It's been an incredible comeback after a slow start to the season.
Yeah, this is a huge stretch. I feel like really every game now matters. So, and now that we're playing someone who's third, this is a huge win if we can get this one.
Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Keep an eye on him tonight. He's dynamite. Caleb Asbury, he will have a big say in this game. And I reckon he's pretty pleased he doesn't have to run around after Owen Foxwell as well. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head. These two teams met last Friday night in Taranaki, and the Sharks got home 87-82. So they'll take some confidence out of that. Keelan Boone and Carlin Davison, they are going to be two excitement machines tonight.
Oh, look, it's going to be great to see Carlin live. Obviously, you see it on television. He had, I think, a statement last week over Josiah Alec. So, maybe there's some payback coming. You know, you go back-to-back against the team. It's almost like a series. So, yeah, exciting. And, Keelan, as you said, like that guy is shooting the lights out, 43% from the three-point line.
I'll tell you how close this competition is. With the points scored per team, we've even gone down to the decimal points now.
There you go. Yes, no, it's certainly going to get exciting down the stretch, and it's really enjoyable to watch the NZNBL this year in 2025, and not have as much, I guess, emotion and intensity, and so it's good to watch. So watching as a fan, and Seeing what plays out. It's an exciting season.
There's big Sammy Timmins. As you mentioned, Brent, that is a good side story to this one, isn't it, this evening? Sam Timmins in new colours going up against Jack Andrew in new colours, former teammates under your guidance, of course, at the Otago Nuggets.
Yeah, well, apparently in the last halftime talk, I left Sam hanging with a handshake, which may have been uploaded.
You did.
And as I said to Sam, well, you've left me enough times before, so.
Hello. Let's have a quick look at the Barter card officials for this one tonight as the two teams prepare for battle. Sam Pan, Blake Rosanowski and Brendan Douglas. And young Sharks fans stepping out with the molten ball, passing it on, and the tall timber for the photo. That's what I do when I'm around Casey Frank. I stand 2 feet in front of him just to make myself look a little bit taller.
Yeah, well, that's the key, right? It's all about the optics and making sure you get there. So we didn't get the name. Unfortunately, the comms weren't there for us, so we'll maybe find out for halftime.
Set to go Thursday night hoops in the NZNBL. Sharkies in orange, Ayers in black. Andrew and Timmins, we're underway. Settle in, relax, keep warm. This is going to be a beauty. The Sharks within sight of the top 6. Quite amazing. Asbury pulls up. Opening shot is nearly down for 3.
Yeah, had a few chances there on the rim there, and a great look from start with from Asbury. But the pressure there was evident from the Ayers on the perimeter, really putting pressure on Alec there to get passes off.
Davison in hot form on the turnaround, left that one short.
Yeah, certainly a good look for Davidson on the inside there.
Asbury, a couple of big dunkers here tonight as well. Carlin Davison and Keelan Boone, keep an eye on that. There's Burton, Deng Dut marking him. Burton finds some space, goes inside to Sam Timmins, who's fouled by Armon Fletcher.
Yeah, Armon a little bit late on the catch there, a little quick on-ball action for Sam Timmins. Dives at the rim. Jack Andrew got caught playing that north-south, not very well. Dug a little bit on the guard there, and Timmins was able to get the ball.
One game last night, the Saints beat the Bulls by 16. The Bulls have lost their last 6, believe it or not. Boone has it knocked away by Davison. Davison, 2.5 steals a game. Gets it here, gets on the attack and finishes.
Yeah, and that time got the finish.
Opening points of the game for the still formers Taranaki Ayers. Carlin Davison having a wonderful season. In fact, career highs for Davison this year for points, steals, assists, defensive rebounds, blocks, and 3-point made.
Look, he's really taking that mantle of being a team leader in this group, and he's obviously filling up the stat sheet, but he's also maturing so much as a player. It's great to see him out there leading his team.
I think he's still only 21.
Yes.
7th season in the NZNBL, Carlin Davison.
Well, he was almost too young to play in the showdown in 2020.
Amazing, isn't it? He'll play a big part in this one tonight. Timmins, we know what he's capable of. Here he is against his old sparring partner, Jack Andrew, and he wins out on the opening opportunity.
Yeah, able to move Jack off the block than that time, so it'll be interesting to see how Jack Andrew reacts to this matchup.
Fletcher to Mola, the 30-year-old Australian. Deep on the shot, Alec, nice and high with the rebound.
Yeah, looked nice shot there from Mola, and I'd like to see him probably get another couple of opportunities. There's Jack.
Had it, lost it. Asbury knocked it away in the end, but Jack Andrew, good signs there, chipping in on Sam Timmins, and the Ayers are going to get possession underneath their own basket. 2 minutes in, just a couple of points apiece.
Yeah, I imagine Jack was eyes lit up there what he was going to do with the dunk.
Davison gets on the attack.
Good patience here, got a long shot clock.
Mola provided some great coverage, and Carlin Davison drains the 3. He's shooting really well from distance this season, putting up over 5 attempts per game, and putting nearly 3 of them down per game.
As I said, being courtside, you see the activity right now from Carlin Davison. He's active on defense, got a tough matchup there with Boone.
Deng Dut with the foul. his first game here in New Zealand tonight for the Airs. Has come in to replace Owen Foxwell out of the NBL 1 Keilor Thunder in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. Asbury pulls up. Look at Alec. He's so much fun to watch, isn't he, Josiah Alec? Asbury on the drive now. That is classic Shark stuff. Offensive rebound and then something special from Asbury.
Yeah, Josiah Alec doing that extra work. We talked about that last time I was down here, Justin. That effort that you get from Alec every single possession. Got in foul trouble last time, made a big difference.
Fletcher to Mola. Asbury got a hand on it. Fletcher wide open. Can't hit that three, but it fell right into the hands, into the lap, into the breadbasket of Craig Mola.
Yeah, no, you won't get an easier basket than that one, and just work done underneath.
Talented athlete since his teenage years, Craig Mola.
Great position, great find there. Asbury out to Boone. Lovely bounce pass out to the perimeter, ties it up 7 apiece.
Well, you wanted to see Kalen Boone get more three-point attempts, and that's why. Do it. Davison launches Alec with no fear whatsoever. Josiah Alec, eyes on the ball, and it's going to be returned to the Airs. Craig Mola, 4 different stints in the Australian NBL with 3 different teams. He has played in the Salons NBL before. It's a good trivia question.
Oh, great find.
Here he is, Craig Mola. Fletcher goes with the one hand. It ends up with Burton. Trivia question, Craig Mola. Who did he play for and when? Getting up, Asbury. And that's going to be a second foul on Mola. Look pretty clean from here. So 2 fouls on Craig Mola. He's going to have to be subbed out here. Dom Kelman-Poto into the action for the first time. And he does get some cheers from a couple of fans in the crowd. We expected that. Craig Mola, here you go. Are you searching it?
Oh,
you are too.
I'm straight onto the internet.
Asbury to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
The Phoenix, the Kings are popping up.
Yeah. He has spent some time in the Aussie NBL. Played for United as well, I think. But he did play here in New Zealand in the Salons NBL. It's been a fair while between drinks. Asbury converts. Every made shot, of course, from the Chemist Warehouse stripe this season. Chemist Warehouse donating money to Basketball New Zealand's Hoops in Parks and Hoops in Schools. Just clever, isn't he? Dom Kelman-Poto, so hard to stop around the basket.
I'm still looking at my laptop to see who he played for.
Well, I can tell you he played for the Southern Huskies back in 2019 out of Tasmania.
Oh, there you go. That team.
Alec, yeah, remember them? Inga into the action. They did last a little bit longer than the Indian Panthers, though. We'll give them some credit.
Yes, they did.
Asbury to Boone.
Oh, look at that.
Couple for him.
Yeah, no, looking good, looking good. Talk about points differential, every point matters, and Boone getting hot from the three-point line will give the Southland Sharks a real opportunity to get that 13 plus.
Foul on Tukaha Cooper. Yeah, if the Sharks win tonight by 13 points or more, they are inside the top 6. They will sit in 5th position. Let's not forget, they won 2 of their first 7 games this season. They were 2-5. I was here the night when they lost their 5th game. And Coach Jonathan Yim came up to me after the game and he said, we're going to be okay. Just watch.
Yeah, well, he knew what was coming. Timmins was coming. I don't think Inga was in the back pocket at that point.
Well, he has had full belief, Jonathan Yim. Even when they had that really slow start to the season. And let's not forget, they were close to a double last week. They took down the Airs by 5. They lost to the Jets by 3. Thanks to a Dante Russo-Mance late basket. Yeah, it was special.
Yeah, nice drive and pull up there, created some space for himself and scored. But there's Asbury, a nice work there. Top of the key, easy 2-point shot.
5 points for Asbury, 6 points for Boone on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. Jalen Duran, Kelman-Poto, Deng Dut around Boone. Sends it back to Duran, gives up the 3. Davison, just so athletic.
I was waiting for more there from Carlin.
I really hope that the Breakers in the Aussie NBL next season just let Carlin Davison loose.
Inga for three, that'll be...
He trained a couple in the Sky Broadband Rapid League earlier tonight. The Sharks getting home 41-22. Inga's committed a foul off the ball here. He sent Quentin Bailey to the floor.
Which is no mean feat in itself.
Both teams making substitutions. Early stages, 6 minutes in.
It's a game. It
is. Nice contest. I think this is the way it's going to be for a fair run tonight. Sky Sports got you covered tomorrow night in the Southland NBL. The Fire and the Giants. What a big game that is coming your way from Taranaki.
Fire been on a bit of a tear, haven't they?
And the Giants hitting some form as well. Fletcher for three. Arm on Fletcher. And we know he can light it up.
Well, that's 100% he can, and probably a bit too much space there from Cooper.
Ayres take the lead. Ayres, Johnny Hillu using the cover of Timmins, finds Boone on the dime.
Yeah, Davison got caught looking, ball watching, and Dunes nicked at the back door.
Alan Boone up to 8. Not sure what Carlin Davison was trying to do there, but they hold possession, the Ayres.
They seem to be a little tangled up.
Fletcher, floater, got the tip back, doesn't go in. It falls into the hands of Bailey, sends it out. Davison gives it up to Duran, the sharpshooter. One dribble inside, and he can't get it to go.
Yeah, a couple of good looks there for the Ayres.
Look out for Cooper on the wing here. Inga gets on the drive. There's a foul, a little bit of holding on.
Potentially on Davison.
It is Carlin Davison with the push. And is that going to be shots?
Yeah,
I think it is.
No, just the first person on Carlin.
So this will see the Sharks go to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Not sure what Carlin Davison was doing there. He's giving the officials a bit of a mouthful as he exited.
Yeah, I think on the screen, I don't know if it's going to show us again, but on the screen there was a little bit of bumping, and I'm sure Timmins was given as good as he was getting.
Nice crowd in for a Thursday night. A lot of school kids here. Not sure if there's school on tomorrow in Invercargill, but if there is, there's going to be a few tired kids because there's plenty of them here.
Well, Friday afternoon is always tough in a primary school, and we'll have to find out the name of that school sitting down there in the Tim Schaubelt stand.
They are wearing their school uniform as well. Timmins converts from the Chemist Warehouse. There they are. Plenty of them in the house, getting some TV time and enjoying it. Yeah, Sharks out by 2.
And what a good night to come along when the Sharks are right in it. It's a great game.
This is what I love about the competition. I just love how many kids get out to the Southlands NBL. We see it through the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi season as well. Free agency in Tauihi open today, by the way.
That'll be exciting.
Fletcher draws a foul.
On Timmins.
Now I'm hearing some really good whispers already around the 5 teams in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi competition. Of course, that'll tip off later this year in late September, I believe. The schedule not too far away, but yeah, there's some impressive players coming to town.
Is it the same deal? Number of imports, number of Australian players?
You can have up to 5 imports. FIBA Asia players from Australia, and I believe from further beyond, I'm hearing Ji-Hoon Park may be coming back as well. So, yeah, really good.
Yeah, it's an excellent standard of basketball to go and watch.
Fletcher converts 2 from the Chemist Warehouse. So we're tied up at 16 apiece, 2.5 to play in the opening quarter tonight. Hope you're enjoying it. Justin Nelson, Brent Matahari with you. Great to have Brent in the commentary team for Sky Sport this season. Championship winning coach, of course, in the Southlands NBL with the Nuggets 2 times over.
Short shot clock here.
Under pressure. It ends up with Burton, and it's blocked by Jack Andrew. He won't get this back for a second time, Alonzo Burton. And Big Jack says not tonight, Alonzo.
Well, I don't think Jack would say not tonight, but that's okay. He says it with actions.
He is a quiet customer, isn't he?
He's very quiet. It's very quiet. It's very quiet on the text machine as well. No, he's got a heart of gold, that young man.
The boy from Oamaru?
No, he's Twizel.
Twizel?
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks for the correction. You're about 7 years too late for me, Brent. I think I've called him Oamaru's very own for many, many years. Dom Kelman Poto.
Well, he did go to school. And oh, yes, Exeter's picked up a foul there.
Yeah, well, he's drawn a foul, more to the point.
Yeah, he's picked up a foul on Asprey. Offensive foul, push off.
And
gives them the ball back the ears.
Straight away, you may not have picked it up in our microphones, but when Asprey committed that foul, Jonathan Yim on his feet, Sharks coach, just screamed out discipline.
100%. You need to take care of the easy things, and one of those is discipline.
Will it prove to be a costly turnover for the Sharks? Ayres by 2. Andrew over Timmins, and travel is called on Big Jack.
Yeah, just I like the intent there from Jack, but the defense was better from Sam Timmins.
There he is, Jonathan Yim. I swear, Jonathan Yim, this design jumper, I reckon he's got about 30 of them in his suitcase, because he's always wearing a different colour. Exactly the same design, though. Alec. Asprey, they team up again.
Alec only touched the ball in mid-air on an offensive rebound. The rest was Asprey.
3 rebounds already for Alec. Jalen Duran getting busy.
Yeah, nice there from Duran. Just snaking the on ball. Jack going, sealing Timmins. That gives him a nice, easy 2.
We know he can score, Jalen Duran. Burton literally just took that out of the hands of Timmins. Got a shot up. Here's Duran on the counter.
Yeah, things have just been a little bit too easy here for the Ayres in terms of the Sharks' view.
Part of the sign and trade. During the trade window, Jalen Duran started the season with the Panthers, of course, no longer, has found a new home. Fantastic for him, and he scored back-to-back baskets here. Ayres by 4. Under pressure, Asprey. Exeter nearly had it. Asprey to Alec.
Yeah, Alec was lining that one up, and Asprey returns the favour for the rebound kick out.
Josiah alley-oop Alec brings it back to 2. And Andrew, that's going to be a second foul on Sam Timmins. So some early foul trouble both ways. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's Josiah Alec getting up. Craig Moeller has 2 fouls for the Ayres. Sam Timmins, that's his second.
Yeah, and foul trouble really hurt the Sharks in the last game down here.
Andrew from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, 65% this season. When he goes shopping.
Well, we'll be improving that right there. That's looking nice. Subs coming in.
Trains a couple.
Good to see Duke again.
When these two teams met last Friday night, Brent, of course, the Sharks getting home by 5. Alec had 24 points. Boone, 23 points, 13 rebounds, including 6 offensive rebounds. Asprey had 18 points and 8 assists.
Yeah, Hilu's got to put this up.
And does, and comes up short. So that'll do us for the opening quarter tonight. Thursday night hoops in the Salons at NBL. And the Ayres on the road, the Southern Swing. The men from Taranaki, they lead this one by 4. Welcome back to the Shark Tank tonight. Good contest unfolding. Early stages, Ayers lead by 4. A little bit of foul trouble on both ledges, but an exciting one already unfolding here. Justin Nelson, Brett Matahati with you. What did you make of the opening 10 minutes, Brent?
I think it's going to come down to this defence. Both teams getting on defence and making sure they lock the other team down, because there's so many good shooters on both teams. And what I'm seeing at the moment is basically the Ayers are probably doing a little bit better job. I mean, they're getting their hands on, creating some deflections.
Keelan Boone has 8 points for the Sharks. Alec with the foul. Cullen Davison has 7 for the Ayers. Ayers shooting at 47%. Sharks at 50%. Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. Sharks with 9 rebounds, 4 of those off the offensive glass. Ayers with 8 rebounds, 5 off the offensive glass.
Yep. I think boxing out and getting some stops is the key to winning basketball games.
Both teams have 12 points in the paint. Jack Andrew has already nailed a couple from the Chemist Warehouse tonight. He's back there doing some more shopping right now.
Oh, they get another chance here, the Ayers.
Their 6th offensive rebound. Deng Dut warming into it. Craig Moller back into the action. Teaming up with his fellow Australian. Dut with the miss. Straight into the hands of Asbury. Up quickly to Boone. Boone has already hit a couple of threes. That one doesn't go down.
Yeah, good look from Boone though, I like that. Quick 3 in transition. You're definitely not unhappy with that shot.
Davison wants movement. Sends it down low to Mola.
Good hand in there. Burden knocking that away. Mola thinking he's got a bit of a size advantage there.
On debut against the Sharks last week, Craig Mola, 11 points, 12 rebounds off the bench. Played 30 minutes, 3 of 12 shooting. A couple of early fouls tonight. Here he is on Alec. Step back over the top. Tough shot.
Strong there. Strong rebound from Timmins. Alec inside.
He's strong, isn't he? Gets it back from Asbury. Timmins came through. Eventually, Alec found him for 2. An easy 2 in the end. Craig Moller, by the way, timeout here for the Sharks. In fact, it's going to be a timeout for the Ayers. They lead by 3. Craig Moller, side story to him, the 30-year-old, 208 centimetres. I mentioned before that he has played in the NZNBL before, back in 2019 with the Southern Huskies, the team out of Tasmania. He was also drafted into the AFL, Craig Moller. There's a side story for you.
What made him give it up? I mean, that's a big sport in Victoria, right?
Well, he's originally out of New South Wales, which traditionally wasn't always an AFL state. These days, it's pretty big for AFL New South Wales. But through his teenage years, he was part of a scholarship program. Believe it or not, a teenager in Sydney was part of a scholarship program with the Fremantle Dockers, literally the other side of the country. They tracked his progress, and he was drafted by the Dockers and ended up playing 1 game for them. So there you go.
There you go. We had some, when I was teaching at Otago Boys High School, we had some players that were identified in that same sort of manner and put into those, and well-resourced for young men when they're in high school, even though they were playing rugby.
Well, you know, I love my AFL, being an Australian. There's one guy in the NZNBL who would be a legitimate chance at playing AFL.
Down there in the corner.
Cullen Davison. He would be a very, very good player, I think. Just getting back to Craig Moller and that story for the Dockers, I'll give you another little tidbit tonight, and for all of our viewers. We do have a very big Fremantle Dockers fan in the NZNBL. Foul there, the man we're talking about, Craig Moller, on the drive. Any guess as to who is the #1 Fremantle Dockers fan in the NZNBL? We're talking about the Dockers, of course, because Craig Moller played a game for them.
Are you talking player?
I'm talking a NZNBL player. He is an Aussie, and he's a huge Dockers fan. He'll be watching on tonight. I hope you're well, Dan Greeder. Turnover underneath, out of the hands of Jack Andrew. Oh, Alec, that was athletic. Boone was looking.
Yeah, trying to return the favour there, Boone.
Anyway, all of that pointless and worthless information has probably got Casey Frank throwing scones at the TV screen as I speak. He hates it when I talk about the AFL. Hates it. Hope you're well, Case. 3-point margin here. A couple of minutes into the second quarter. Oh, Burton again, good hands. Seen it a couple of times already this quarter.
That entry pass, it's always tough. You know, the forward thinks they're open, the guard's trying to get them the ball.
Asbury lost a handle on it. Timmins sets a good screen on Davison. Asbury to the corner. Alec takes
Short
it in.
shot clock now.
Moller's got 2 fouls. Keep an eye on that. Sends it out. Asbury for 3. Deep, and Davison gets after it.
Yeah, Davison working really, really hard on Timmins there. Good little battle. They had that battle before in the screen, and Davison was called for a foul.
Fletcher has been good.
Chance here for the Sharks.
Look out for Burton in the corner. Oh, big contact there between Dutt and Asbury. And Asbury's been called for the offensive foul. Gee, I'd need to see that again. He sprawled across the Chemist Warehouse decal. Just on the naked eye, it looked like Deng Dutt stepped right up into him, but to be fair, I didn't have a clear view of it. Did you see it, Brent?
I saw it. Not too sure how that call was looked at and seen all the way in and all the way out.
It didn't look like Dutt had position. Caleb Asbury's still down. It's a heavy knock.
Well, we've had a couple of head knocks in the league.
Just starting to pick himself up now. Good advertising for Chemist Warehouse and good health, mind you. It's
That's 100%.
It's an interesting place to land. Let's hope he's okay here, Caleb Asbury. It is a heavy knock, and Jonathan Yimi is questioning the call as well. And unfortunately, we don't have a replay on that. But Caleb Asbury's back to his feet. He's going to head off and just get checked out here. Be a big blow for the Sharks if he's no good to continue. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on that. As you said, be a big blow.
Scoring is dried up. Here's by 3. Here's Dutt. Around the screen of Jack Andrew. Launches it on that little runner. Kept it short though.
Yeah, the shot changer inside. Tukaha.
Just love his aggression, Brent. We were talking about him during the
100%.
Sky Broadband Rapid League. He had 15 points tonight earlier in that Sharks win, 41-22 in the Rapid League. And he's just evolved as a player, hasn't he?
Oh, look, he was demonstrating the same type of activity in that Sky Broadband Rapid League game, just getting to the basket and scoring. And he's just come from that game into the Southland NZNBL and done the same thing. So, really impressive from Tukaha.
I was going to say, he can get under your skin and easily score 10 points. And then I look down at his season average in the Southland NZNBL, and guess what it is?
Tell me it's 10.
10 points.
Well, they have a 10-point average. You've got to have some games that are in the 20s, and because there's always those quiet ones when it's a little bit tough to score.
Tukaha Cooper nails a couple from the stripe. We're back to 1. As I said, scoring is dried up here. Tough contest. Mola over Alec. She's always bang on target, just a little bit too deep.
Yeah, look good from this angle. Inga in the corner.
He's already hit some threes earlier tonight. This time he goes all the way to the hoop. He was really good in the Rapid League as well, Braden Inga.
Yeah, nice pass there from Timmins, giving him some space to get downhill.
Sharks retake the lead.
Says no.
Boom goes bang. He's got Alec on the run. He's got Inga in the corner. He pulls up for a deep 2.
Yeah, that one there, potential for shifting the basketball, as you said. Inga on the other side of the court, swing the basketball.
Davison over Boone.
But the home side do have that lead, 1 point now. That snuck up on us, Justin.
It's just a really good contest unfolding. So much on the line tonight for the Sharks. Cooper back to the basket over Fletcher, and he's going back to the Chemist Warehouse. Tukaha Cooper, the Northlander.
Yeah, taking advantage of getting that court time. with Asprey on the bench. Take your chances.
Beautiful part of the world. For those watching on outside of New Zealand tonight, hello to everyone through ESPN in the United States, around the world on FIBA YouTube, and also live into China tonight, the NZNBL. Northland, that's where Tukaha Cooper is from. Wonderful part of New Zealand, very picturesque.
Yeah, the water's still warm.
The water's still warm up there. Travelled up there late last year, and my wife and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Kingfisher still running. There'll still be snapper out in the snapper to catch. So, beautiful place.
Durand, heavy lifting there. Johnny Halou did his absolute best to hold his ground. I just wonder if he's stepped up at the last moment.
Yeah, there's a bit of conjecture about a couple of calls here, especially down inside. They're the A to B fouls, are what they're called. Basically, the player's actually moving from A to B on the contact, and so makes it a pretty easy call, even though the arm's up and down.
Speaking of the Barter card officials, just want to send a cheerio and best wishes tonight to Matt Bathurst. Was supposed to be with us tonight, but has come down ill, so he'll be tucked up in bed. Hope you're well, Matt. Got to look after our officials.
100%. 100%. No, the Iceman, he should be. It would have been good to see him down.
The Iceman. Back to one. Burton. Hilou for three. Big shot, that one. Mola too strong on the boards.
We've got a game. That's 1 point game. 5 minutes to go. Second quarter. Here comes Carl Davison. Oh, wow.
Gets the drop. Wanted the whistle as well, Carlin Davison. He moves up to 9.
Talking about him playing AFL, he certainly moves a long way across the floor on his drives.
Alec. No more AFL talk.
Oh, we'll settle that one down then.
Casey Frank will sack me tomorrow. Block in there, Inga. Sharks on the move here. Blood in the water. Inga gets it back. Pass, not sure where he was looking with that. Fortuitously comes to Burton.
Well, those DKP, Burton and Inga have played a lot of basketball together, so maybe they knew what each other was doing.
Cooper with the miss. Alec another rebound.
Another offensive rebound.
Gets
inside.
Busy underneath. How about the pass to Braden Inga?
Another ball watching situation down on the baseline. Back cut for an easy basket. 1 point ball game.
Third offensive rebound for Josiah Alec as well. Mola got the size on Cooper. Steps around.
Got a wee slip there. Got inside. The help didn't come. I heard them yelling from the sideline for the help to come, but I think it was for Braden Inga to go and help.
4 points, 5 rebounds for Craig Mola tonight. Second game in Ayers colours. Deng Dut on debut tonight, and that's out of play. Turnover there for the Sharks as Sam Timmins rejoins the action.
Well, all 3 imports on the bench here for the Sharks, so all Kiwi team. But no, we'll have a talk about it.
Timeout called, 3:42 left to play in the first half. The Ayers lead by 1. Jalen Durand, there he is, the number 3 for the Ayers. Part of that sign and trade during the trade window with the Saints. Jordan Ngatai was signed by the Ayers and sent the other way. The Saints, of course, signed Jalen Durand and sent him up to Taranaki. There you go.
There you go. I'd have kept Ngatai.
Really?
I'd keep that guy anytime. You get your hands on Jordan Ngatai, you hold on to him.
Oh, I'm not saying really because of Jordan Ngatai. Jordan Ngatai is a damn good player. I'm just thinking about Jalen Durand's friends and family watching tonight.
Ngatai played for us in the showdown.
He's a star.
Instrumental.
He's a star.
Instrumental. In bringing us the championship.
Still remember that game for the Hawks. What did he have? 47 a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Just a wonderfully talented basketballer is Jordan Ngatai, the Prince of Porirua. The large buffalo chicken pizza, that's this week's special with thanks to Sal's. There's all the details on screen. That is available until next Tuesday. What a way to warm up. $39.99, the large buffalo chicken.
Do you think we're getting one at half time? I didn't talk to Jill. We got one last time.
I could definitely do with a little bit of warming up. Back underway. Durand, way too much space for Jalen Durand. I'm keeping him at the airs.
Yeah, you're keeping him. Yeah, airs are keeping him. Nah, suits their team. They needed another guard, and now with Foxwell gone, Jalen's getting a lot more look at the court.
Yeah, and will do all the way down the stretch, you would think. Burton, bread and butter stuff for Zoe Burton.
Yeah, a couple of easy shots. Both defenses really giving up a couple of things there, and I just noticed there was no bench scoring for the Sharks, but that's changed now. You got both Inga and Tukaha scoring, so scoring's coming from everywhere.
Durand. Airs by 2.
Yeah, more than anybody listening, one of my former assistant coaches and good friend, Mel Bennett, is a cousin of Jalen Durand, and I'm sure I'd get a text from her if I said anything bad about that fine young man.
Braden Inga, by the way, while we're talking about Mel Bennett, there's another coach, Sam McKinnon, on screen.
Yeah.
Braden Inga's just come up with a 3, so the Sharks
There's that bench scoring.
take the lead by 1. Kelman Poto runs into Sam Timmins, who in the end just stays out of it. Now, Burton, Inga,
Feeling it.
back to back. Oh, look at Tukaha Cooper. Gets the cheers of the crowd, the young man. Another offensive rebound for the Sharks. They've had 6 of those tonight.
Oh, here we go.
Look out, Carlin Davison. Picked the pocket of Zoe Burton and flushed it down. Timeout for the Sharks. First dunk of the night for Carlin Davison.
Looked like he enjoyed that one a little.
Look at that. He is always good for a couple of those per game, Carlin Davison. And I've got to say, across the Sky Sport commentary team, what is there, 14 or 15 of us in the commentary team for the NZNBL season? I reckon if you quizzed the commentary team as to the player they most like seeing dunk the ball in the competition, he's going to get every vote. I'd be staggered if another player got a vote.
That dunk on Alec Larson, it's just, just total disgraceful. He just basically put that on his head so badly. It's great to see, but it's very hard to wear. I found myself underneath a couple of those when I was playing, and not a very enjoyable experience. And you certainly hear it both from the opposition and then your teammates afterwards.
We'll go back to your playing days, Brent. Who was the best dunker you ever saw or came up against on the court,
Jerome,
either in your team or another team?
Jerome Fitchett, without a doubt. 1991 Nuggets, the guy could dunk from the free throw line.
Wow.
Legitimately behind the free throw line. I was actually studying biomechanics at the time. We got him down to the gym
to study him.
Got him on video, and he dunked. He was at least 15, 20 centimetres behind the free throw line on one of these dunks.
He was the lab rat.
He was the lab rat. It was amazing. I wish I had that VHS still.
1:45 to play. Entertaining first half. Airs by 1. Alec about to come back onto the floor.
Yeah, he's coming to sit down next to us, Justin.
Good news is Asbury is back on the floor. So great sign there for the Sharks. A lot of contact underneath there. No whistle. Inga looked like he had his arm held. And now the Airs with a chance to extend. Asbury runs into another screen. There's a pinball out there tonight, Caleb Asbury.
Oh, wow.
DKP for 3.
That fell into DKP's hands. And he nails the 3. It's now a 4-point lead. The Airs, 1 minute to play.
I've seen Dom Kelman Poto hit a few threes on this floor over the years. Keelan Boone, that was a nice look.
Yeah, empty possession. Watch for the Airs to get a couple offensive opportunities, and maybe the BNZ player timeout comes into play down the stretch in the last 44 seconds.
Both teams still have their BNZ player timeout. Here's Davison around Inga. Scurry's back. Jalen Durand loves a 3. And he
big
is
basket.
finding his touch, isn't he, Jalen Durand? He's got 12 points now. He is, in fact, the game-high scorer with 12. Mid-season recruit through the trade window for Sam McKinnon.
Do you think I should grab him for a chat?
I think you should grab him for a chat. I think his family and friends and fans and cousins and Mel Bennett and everyone would appreciate that. 12 points for Jalen Durand. Asbury, Jack Andrew reaches up. I don't know that the foul's on Jack Andrew though. Let's keep an eye on this. Foul is, in fact, on Jack Andrew. So I'll take all of that back. It's clean upstairs. Maybe it was a hand on the body. I think Jack Andrews just confirming that with the Barter card officials. And it puts Asbury to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Made a little bit of a run here, the Airs, haven't they?
Yeah, no, they've opened up a weak gap heading into half. Give the coaching staff from the Southland Sharks a little bit to talk about.
They lead by 4 at quarter time, the Airs. They lead by 6. Asbury drains a couple, and we've got a timeout here with 18.6. So Sam McKinnon with a timeout up his sleeve. He calls the Airs in. There's Jonathan Yim to talk to the Sharks. As you mentioned, Brent, both teams have their BNZ player timeout alive as well. It's just a game of tactics tonight. This feels like a game of chess.
Well, we know what the importance is. As you said, a 13-point win for the Sharks will move them up into fifth place. But I don't think they'll take the win first and foremost and get those 2 points on the table.
Well, a win puts them into 6th tonight.
There you go.
A 13-plus point win puts them into 5th. So, which is quite remarkable. And the reason we're talking about it is they currently sit 9th.
It's insane. It's insane.
We'll have a look at the ladder at half-time, so everybody out there can see what we're talking about. And really, outside of the Nuggets, the top 6 right now is a race in 10.
Yeah, because you're talking about the Giants who sit down in 10th place with a chance to get there. So,
gee, they looked good last week, the Giants.
Yeah. There we go. What have the Airs got? Timeout from McKinnon. Set play.
18.6.
Pressure at full court. Cooper.
Durand, former Shark. Davison.
Little Spanish action.
Sent it up too big for Jack Andrew. BNZ player timeout called by Tukaha Cooper. Smart play by Cooper with 5.3, and the Sharks will have a quick chat for 30 seconds and advance the ball. Ticket to the big game with thanks to BNZ. QR code on screen for the first time in the NZNBL game tonight. Scan away, fill in your details, get your mates together and come and join us at a NZNBL game with thanks to BNZ.
I'll tell you what, I don't think Carlin would have caught his own pass on that one.
That was a tough one, wasn't it?
It was a long, long way away.
Now they won't want to give the Airs a chance here. Let's see how they use the 5.3. Asbury got to get it in. Does so to Boone. Hands it off to Alec. Fletcher called for the foul underneath. So arm on Fletcher with the grab across the arm. It does leave 2 seconds on the clock, so you'd think the Airs will get another chance with their BNZ player timeout alive. But Josiah Alec will head to the stripe now to look at 2. His first trip to the stripe tonight. Sharks are 8 of 10 at the Chemist Warehouse. Make that 9 of 11. The Airs are 7 of 8, so good shooting both ways.
Yeah, well, you know, they talk about the cold outside. It's nice and warm in here. Free throw shooting going well.
Alec drains a couple. Burton comes in, and it's going to be a BNZ player timeout to the Airs, so they're going to advance the ball. Subs going on, so they're going to have to do it a second time, and that's what Dom Kelman-Poto does. So if you are new to the BNZ player timeout, been around for a couple of years now, it's only, to our knowledge, it's only done here in New Zealand, but each team gets 1 per half, and it's only about the players on the court. Bench doesn't get involved, no subs, the coaches don't get involved, the players come together for 30 seconds, and importantly, Brent, the team in possession, they're the only ones that can call it. They advance the ball, and that's why the Airs have a chance here with 2 seconds on the clock.
Here we go. Everybody likes a buzzer beater.
What do they come up with? Davison. Oh, straight down the alley to Kelman Poto, who doesn't get it to go. But a big look and a big chance for the Airs out of their BNZ player timeout. They did get the last shot of the half. And the Airs, who led by 4 at quarter time, go in with a 3-point lead at the long break. Really good one unfolding here tonight. We expected it. A lot on the line. The Airs on the southern swing. They've got the Nuggets on Saturday night, and the Sharks, of course, who took down the Airs last Friday by 5 in Taranaki, looking to do the double on them. Jalen Durand, game high scorer to date. Here he is with Brent Matahari.
Kia ora, Jalen. Down here, Muruhiku, place you know well. Look, you've come off the bench and you're knocking your stuff down. How's it feeling?
Feels great. You know, I played here a season, so obviously I'm a little bit comfortable, but I'm enjoying the process of being with a new team and obviously playing pretty well now.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about the journey you've had, and you've obviously been in the league a few times, and you've found your feet in Taranaki, so enjoyable.
Yeah, man, I'm enjoying it there. Like I said, it's nice to be a part of a team, and being a team than not one, right?
100%, and obviously you take a 3-point lead, and you and Braden have a chat about a couple of bumps inside. A bit more of that in the second half.
Of course, it's always banter. We grew up together.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Braden, tough battle out there. Down by 3. Know it's on the line, obviously, for the Sharks. You've come back into this team trying to make a difference.
Yeah. Well, just got to slot in where I can and do whatever I can to help out. We're fighting for a playoff spot, so I just got to do what I can.
So looking good from the 3-point line. You're starting to feel your groove.
Yeah, getting there. Yeah. Legs are settling in now. So yeah, just got to get more reps up, keep shooting it. That's what I do. So yeah.
What do you think the talk will be in the locker room?
Taranaki came out with their physical the whole time. The fouls are pretty high on both ends, so we just got to come out and match that and get the big boys off the glass.
Excellent. Cheers, Braden. Have a great game.
Great to hear from Jalen Duran and Braden Inga at halftime. Might be a late start to school tomorrow in Invercargill. The kids out having a great time tonight. At halftime, it's the Airs by 3. Welcome back to ILT Stadium, Southland tonight. Hot one inside, it's a cold one outdoors. The Airs lead by 3. Hope you're well wherever you may be watching. Right around the world, hello to everyone throughout the United States on ESPN. Great to have you as always with us. Around the world on FIBA YouTube. And into China tonight as well. Hello to all of the NZNBL fans in China. And of course, right here in New Zealand on your home of basketball, Sky Sport. Justin Nelson, Brent Matahari with you. Let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats to the half, Brent. And, gee, there's not a lot separating these two.
Look, I tell you what, you know, we had a look at the bench scoring. You know, just had a chat with Braden and Jalen. Sorry.
Did you forgot him again?
Jalen. Yeah, the half, and there you have Jalen leading the points there, 12 points, and Braden Inga with 7 off the bench, and so, you know, those impacts are huge, yeah.
I might have to walk you out to the car after the game, I think. Let's have a look at the rebounds tonight. Timmins leading the way with 6. Mola, Fletcher and Alec have 5 each.
Yeah, pretty even in that. But those are the keys. Like, I mean, there's a lot of offensive rebounds being grabbed by these teams. And, you know, Alec's one of those. I think he'd probably have more offensive rebounds than would defensive. And giving his team a chance to get second opportunities.
Sharks 6 offensive rebounds. Ayres with 7. Alec has 3 of those 6 for the Sharks. Asbury and Alec with 3 assists each. Davison with 3 of his own. As we continue to look through the Chemist Warehouse stats to the half, few blocks.
Yeah, that big one there from Jack Andrew out at halfway, right of the shot clock. You know, those are those plays that really put pressure on the other team. And they have not too many steals. Carlin Davidson leading the way. You know, you talked about his stats improving all over the court, and that's another one of those. But we were entertained, weren't we, just before with Waihopai School?
Yeah, fantastic. Great to see the kids out here enjoying the basketball, and on a Thursday night as well. To the teachers who may be watching in across Invercargill, just give them a little bit of leeway tomorrow morning if they do wake up a little bit later.
Well, this might count as class time. They might get an afternoon off, you never know.
I like that, I like that. Radio through quarter number 3, I should say, not too far away. There's a lot happening in and around us at the moment here at ILT Stadium. Southland is by 3. Don't forget, tomorrow night in the NZNBL, going to be another good one. They're all good from here. The Phi at home to the Giants. Looking forward to that. Second half coming up on the other side of the break. Don't go away. Welcome back to ILT Stadium, Southland. Welcome back to ILT Stadium at Southland. 3 points in it. Ayers lead the way. Second half about to start. Brent Matahari has picked up some Sal's pizza for himself during the halftime break. Nice to see that being handed out amongst the crowd. And I'll tell you what, fans just do not let us down in the Sal's NBL. They come prepared. They back their teams. Have a look at this. I mean, there's a little bit of work that's gone into that.
That's outstanding. It's a Rapid League top 2. Representing.
Love to see it. The Orange Army out in force tonight.
Yeah,
well done to our friends.
Yeah, certainly dress up. Love their teams down here.
All right, she's had enough screen time now.
Let's move on.
That'll get around.
Have a look at the pizza I'm about to eat.
That'll get around, no doubt.
Very similar in colour.
Second half about to start as the molten basketball is re-delivered. What do you think the key messages would have been at halftime, Brent? And I can, just as we bring up the large buffalo chicken, that's exactly what you're sitting here eating at the moment as well.
Yeah, you might hear me go quiet for a little bit because I'm going to try and get through this in the third quarter.
Messages at halftime?
Look, I think bottom line is they've got to get some stops and rebound. There's too many offensive rebounds for each of the teams. And you know, stop giving up those easy ones to those bench players that are coming off and really making an impact.
Underway, Sharks with the opening possession. Boone to Burton. Under pressure from Davison. Already has a couple of steals. Turnover there. Moller swoops. He's got Davison up in front of him. Sends it back to Craig Moller. How about Keelan Boone and the ground he made up there to knock it out of court?
Yeah, go introduce himself to the fans. Start of the third quarter.
Well, that's what happens when you sit nice and close at the Sal's NBL. You're in the thick of the action. Mola to Dut. Deng Dut on debut tonight. Back out to Craig Mola. Misses from deep.
Yeah, I'd like to see Dut come out and make some more impact in this game.
Both teams with an opening chance. Boom to Alec. Oh, hello, Josiah Alec.
Second alley-oop there, Josiah Alec. This time, Boone the delivery.
And they bring it back to one. Opening basket of the second half, an exciting one. Fletcher.
Interesting, the basket there, similar to the Braden Inga basket, just that little loop around the 45, cutting to the basket.
I'm on Fletcher.
Boone for three.
Oh, drains that.
That's tied it up. Tied ball game here, Shark Tank. Sharks on the run.
Boone has 11. Armon Fletcher up to 7 points. He was Taranaki's top scorer against the Sharks last week with 18.
Yeah, I think a couple of players will be looking at themselves and their performances in that first half and think they could be doing a little bit better, a bit more impactful.
Davison inside, outside to Dut. Gets the rebound. Out to Fletcher, the man we're talking about, Armon Fletcher. Back-to-back baskets for him.
Yeah, no, it's sensational vision there from Davison, finding Fletcher out there on the perimeter. Asbury settling things down here for the Sharks, making sure they get a decent set.
Second triple of the game for Armon Fletcher. Boone to Timmins. That matchup with Jack Andrew. And Timmins leaves it short. Love to hear your thoughts on Timmins and Andrew. Feels like they've almost nullified each other a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been going at it. I think there's been a couple of wins each, and as you say, nullified each other. I think the one that comes out on top tonight will be the one that probably get the most rebounds and be the most impactful for their team, because offensively, Although here it is, this could be the difference.
Big Jack for 3. On the move here, Timmins from Asbury should finish. Too much on it, and Alec was there. Big opportunity missed for the Sharks. Fletcher back the other way. And now Jack Andrew is held up inside. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse. Gee, athletic, exciting stuff at the other end of the floor. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Here's that Alec finish from Keelan Boone.
Yeah, 2 opportunities that the Sharks would want to get back. The Timmins layup and then the follow from Alec.
Jack Andrew back to the strike. 4 of 5 now at the Chemist Warehouse for him. Jack Andrew, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Sam Timmins, 5 points, 7 rebounds. And a miss there for Andrew. Margin at 4.
Yeah, there's a gone back out to get down to that 4-point buffer.
Alec, nice and strong.
I like that from Alec. I like them getting to the basket and putting pressure on the rim.
Second foul for Jack Andrew. Armand Fletcher has 3 fouls. He's the one to watch on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. No other player for either team at any more than 2.
Yeah, potentially why it's a little quiet in the first half.
Alec drains that. 3 of 3 from the strike tonight for Josiah Alec. 4 offensive rebounds. He's got a total of 7. 3 assists and 7 points. A miss there. He gets it back though.
It's the 5th offensive rebound.
And the Sharks go again. Alec sets cover for Asbury. Under pressure from Moller.
Short shot clock.
Boone got to go on Davison. This is going to be tough. He got it up and puts it in. Doesn't matter how they go down, Brent. Does not matter. They still count.
Yeah, Boone looking for the foul there. Davison probably grinning like, man, you got one over me that time.
Back to 1. Davison.
I love the competition.
Big Jack comes out. Boone goes down. Davison can't convert. Now Asbury, he wants to move here. Caleb Asbury. Got a deflection on the way to Burton. Back to Asbury. Zoe Burton inside for Timmins. He leaves it short. The Sharks have missed some opportunities this quarter, haven't they? Right at the rim as well.
Yeah, frustrating. Certainly frustrating to get those opportunities.
Foul called there on
not
Timmins.
Complete them.
Thought he was trying to pull the chair then on Jack Andrew. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Boone. Well, they all count. Braden Inga back into the action for the Sharks. Timmins sits. That's his 3rd foul, by the way, so one to keep an eye on. Dut to bring it in. Mola. Back to Deng Dut. On the dribble, nowhere to go. Steps back, has some space, and drains the triple.
Yeah.
So Deng Dut, his first basket in the Southland NBL. And on the inbound, Jack Exeter's fouled. I say that because he's onto the floor. There's Deng Dut. That's the opening points for him in the Southland NBL. Welcome to the party.
Well, you remember earlier in the first quarter, Asbury got picked up on a foul with Exeter, so it's gone the other way now.
Well, Exeter also had, 4 fouls in the Sky Broadband Rapid League earlier tonight.
Those aren't carried through, so it's okay.
Ayres by 4. Asbury, Alec runs away. Asbury on the drive, contact there. Jack Exeter's got another one.
Yeah.
So 2 fouls inside a dozen seconds for Jack Exeter. And this time it's going to put Asbury to the strike.
Yeah, great clearing of the way there by Josiah Alec. In the on ball, and then Dom Kelman-Poto putting a lot of pressure on. Asbury able to get a little bit of room there, and Josiah Alec clearing the way, so Exeter tried to come back at him and ended up fouling.
It might be an early call, Brent, but I'm just seeing signs at the moment, maybe worrying for the Ayres. Caleb Asbury's starting to warm up.
Yeah.
And we know what he can do once he gets going. He He's getting his hands on the ball a bit at the moment. Kelman Poto has already drained a triple. That one's short. There he is again. Asprey, the man I'm talking about. And again, he gets off quickly. He wants to search for more points. Sends it inside to Alec. Alec on the turnaround gets the drop.
And there's those inside baskets now falling for the Sharks. Tied up again, bit of momentum.
Airs have got to hang tough here.
Uh-oh.
Davison as tough as they come. Boom, met him at the hoop, and here's Asprey again. On the move. He looks good when he's running hard. Inga gave up the three, had the chance, ran through Dut and finishes. Sharks.
Yeah, I'd say one more of those without an answer from the Airs. You're going to see a timeout.
They're swimming in numbers right now, the Southland Sharks. Asprey's been a big part of it. Davison hands it off.
Oh, very nice, Carlin Davidson, clearing that, finding Kelman Poto underneath. Beautiful little slip pass.
Asprey, 11 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds and a block for him. Boone picked it up at his ankles from Alec. And it's just opened up, hasn't it? Free-flowing basketball, scoring both ways.
Couple easy buckets. Putting the defense in that decision-making situation with those screens at the elbow.
Moller for 3 now. Deep, good hand, Exeter. Dut just keeps it inside the front half.
Yeah, I think that'd have been all right. No possession had been established. Here's another play.
And Dom Kelman Poto draws the foul. Who's this going to be on? It's on Tukaha Cooper.
Coming across underneath. Might get another look, but we've got 2 shots. Chemist Warehouse time.
Subs.
Lined up there the other day. You've got my iron pills.
At the Chemist Warehouse. Place to go.
Place to go. They're on special.
Kelman Poto, the former Shark, knows these rims back to front.
Especially this end. This was championship court in the Oshik 3x3.
He knows this end really well. Yeah, he won a Chic Cup 3x3 title, of course.
Maybe a couple.
Maybe a couple, he did, you're right, for the Sharks back to back. And he nails those 2 free throws. We're all tied up again. Just over 3.5 to play in the third. Alec. Inga pulls up at the Chemist Warehouse, front of the iron.
Probably a bit close for Braden.
Durand. Kelman Poto doubled. Doesn't bother him. He gets busy. Inga reaching in over the back. Good clean upstairs, didn't it? Braden Inga called for the foul. And just for that mini run that the Sharks had, little bit of momentum, and it is a game of swings and shifts at the moment. All of a sudden, this man here, Dom Kelman Poto, has started to shift that momentum back for the Airs.
Yeah, making a difference here, DKP. 11 points now.
Gives them the lead with that shot. Fourth shot in a row from the Chemist Warehouse for Dom Kelman Poto. And that one goes down as well. So making his presence felt back in familiar territory tonight.
Good pressure there from the Airs, delaying that inbounds, putting that pressure on.
Kalen Boone and Caleb Asprey sitting at the moment. I'm not sure you'd want to stick with that for too long. Yalu. Burton on the drive around Deng Dut. Step back, turn around.
Short, that's 2 short. Inga 1 and Burton. Basket, but here comes Boone.
Boone about to come back. Asprey still sitting. Kelman Poto's already hit a 3, gave up an open shot there. Now he's got to beat Burton. Sends it to the corner. Bailey did well to keep it in. Shot clock at 5. Deng Dut on Burton. Burton all over him. Did really well defensively, Burton, but Dut with the goods.
Yeah, just a bit better. And we talked about a timeout for the Airs and maybe another one of those. Empty possession here from the Sharks. Potentially they'll be looking for a break.
Airs have gone from 4 down to 4 up. Sal's NBL highlights show every Tuesday. Join us for that on Sky Sport. A couple of good dunks. Alec and Davison will feature out of this game. Burton loves that shot, Zoe Burton.
You go over the top of that one and force the drive. Every day of the week.
That is what he does. Clinical stuff from the Sharks skipper, Zoe Burton. Muscling his way in, Carlin Davison.
That's great strength there, just going through Hilu.
Davison moves to 13 points.
Burton feeling it. Oof.
Rebound number 6 for Davison. Also has 6 assists.
Here we go.
Downtown. And the lead is out to 6.
Yeah, interesting there.
Boone and Asbury on the sidelines waiting to come in. Fletcher and Andrew about to do the same for the Airs. 1.5 to play in the third. Here's Alec on Kelman Poto. Up and under.
Oh, tough shot. You said up and under. I had to get a long way away from Dom Kelman Poto there on defense, and Alec did a great job.
11 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Josiah Alec tonight. Davison.
Interesting thing for me is the scoring's coming from different people than it was in the first half.
And it's coming from this man in this quarter, Dom Kelman Poto. Talking about Davison muscling his way in.
BKP.
You wouldn't want to be in the paint against those two.
No, they were talking about the bumping at halftime, and it certainly continued.
It's like Muscle Beach down at Venice. Alec tied up by Dengut, and he will head back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And for what seems like an eternity, Boone, Asbury, Andrew and Fletcher finally sub back into the game.
They've been sitting down there for about 2.5 minutes.
It's been a while between whistles. Nice fight back over the last few minutes by the Airs.
I think that's Duke's third.
Coming up, next 3 games for the Sharks. I actually don't have it in front of me, so I can't talk to that, but I can talk to the Airs next 3 games. They've got the Nuggets on Saturday night. They're on the Southern Swing. Then they've got the Hawks away, and then the Giants at home. No easy games in the Sal's NBL.
Yeah, Sharks away, home to Franklin, and away to the Hawks in the Tuatara. Next 3 games.
Bulls have lost their last 6, by the way. They have slid down the ladder. They're down in 8th now.
I think that's the 3rd time you've said that. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like you saying it over and over again. But
I think I said it in the Rapid League game, not in this one.
Yeah,
You're trying to get me into trouble, Brett Matahali. I can tell.
I tell you what, though, it's been said.
Yeah, they've got a chip on their shoulder with me at the best of times. Don't give them any more reason. Jalen Durand, how good was he in the second quarter tonight?
Well, you've only got a month or so to go, so you should be all right.
13 days, actually. Who's
there
counting?
you go.
Asbury to Inga for 3.
Oh, here we go.
Crowd on their feet. Right on the buzzer. And we're back to where the margin was at halftime. Here's the final basket of the third quarter. Braden Inga from the corner. And the Airs lead it 68-65. A big finish coming up tonight from ILT Stadium, Southland. Don't go away. No, my hockey Maya, welcome back. 3 points in it with a quarter to play. Big one, Sharks and the Airs. Sharks win this game tonight. They jump into the top 6 after a 2-win, 5-loss start to the season. Quite remarkable. And if they win it by 13 plus, they'll jump to 5th. Mind you, they've got a bit of work to do. They're down by 3. Brent Matahari, how did you see that third quarter, and what do you expect from these two teams down the stretch?
Well, I talked about both coaches potentially getting a timeout, and if one basket had happened, it didn't. So they managed to make the swings back. Great work, Jack Andrew on the inside.
I reckon the Sharks lucky there. Durant, a wide open look for 3 from the corner. Usually nails those. Here he is, bumping off bodies. Scotty Telfer, haven't seen a lot of him tonight. And it's back into the hands of Mola to Fletcher, who can't hit threes.
Dodged a bullet there, the Sharks. 3 possessions or three offensive opportunities there for the Airs, and I wouldn't be giving those away every single possession.
Keelan Boone has 15
Spain
for the
action
Sharks.
here, Lonzo Burton. Boom!
Another 3 for Zoe Burton. Had a big one late in the third. Nails that early in the fourth. Ties it up.
Big shot, big action. I like that from the Sharks. Shooters in the corners, and then you're running a nice Spain action there for your best shooter. So you can't really help off too much.
We talked about Dom Kelman-Poto in the third quarter. Mola runs into trouble. Did Fletcher get after it? Boone eventually. Dom Kelman-Poto, 15 points off the bench tonight in 17 minutes. That's how good he was in the third.
Yeah, I'd like to see him back out there, get another opportunity. He really put some pressure on the Southland players on the inside.
Asbury was a big part of that Sharks run in the third. Here's Alec over the top of Telfer and Andrew. Sharks retake the lead.
Oh, good little 5-point run here. Comes straight out of that third quarter huddle, and you are on song straight away. Good feeling here for the Sharks.
Durand, Burton leaning in. Durand step back. Boone with another rebound.
Yeah, and then shots like that start to dry up. So Doot and Davison, you'll see them on your screen there, sitting down in front of the score bench, getting ready to check in.
Keelan Boone backed out of it. Alec, everyone clears out. Alec draws numbers, sends it out to Boone for 3. Inside, outside stuff for the Sharks.
Don't leave that in the corner. That's 43% on the money. Came in to help.
Smart by Alec here, Brent. Drag the players in, and look at that, straight out to Keelan Boone for 3.
If you don't help off Keelan Boone, know the scout. Stay at home. That's 43%. That's money.
Get the hardware on, because the Sharks are coming. Great start to the last quarter. And the Airs having a chat. Timeout called by Sam McKinnon. MVP tonight. First time we're having a look. QR code on screen now with thanks to mixandpick.com. Who's your MVP? We want to hear from you, I should say. Scan away, let us know. Carlin Davison leading the way with 35%. I love Dom Kelman-Poto on 14%. Keelan Boone at 7% deserves a little bit more love. And Caleb Asbury, I know that Jonathan Yim won't be listening into us right now, but please leave him on the floor for the entire last quarter.
Yeah, that's right. And this unit seems to be going pretty well at the moment. You know, Alec playing on the inside, he's playing the 5.
I'm not making any changes here. Sam Timmins sitting at the moment with 3 fouls. Maybe we see Sam Timmins come in from Braden Inga, but I like this lineup, you're right. Let's see how the Airs respond. Deng Gut back into the action. First game in for the Airs out of the NBL 1 competition in Melbourne, playing for Keilor Thunder. Bringing the Thunder. Carlin Davison drains the 2, and he'll get the bonus at the Chemist Warehouse.
Yeah, and he's thanking Sanpan for the call.
Well, you wanted Dom Kelman-Poto back on the floor, and you got it.
Yeah, coming in for Jack Andrew. Certainly was influential in that third quarter.
Did you say Carlin Davison was thanking the official for the call?
Yes, he's been quietly discussing the fact that there may have been a couple of calls that they've been missing, but certainly got him on the arm that time and converts from the Chemist Warehouse.
So margin at 2. Good start to the third quarter for the Sharks. Asbury just lofted it over the head for Boone, who's fouled by Kelman Poto. And I don't think DKP is going to argue about that one.
Yeah, more angry with himself than anything else. Just getting that connection there on Boone. And Boone, as we said before, very good three-point shooter. A couple of changes here. We didn't really want to see them, but Timmins is back in and Tukaha Cooper is back in as well.
Keelan Boone has not been at the stripe so far tonight. His first look from the Chemist Warehouse. He's going to get 3 looks. First one is good. And he's usually pretty reliable from this spot as well.
85%.
There you go. Nails the second. Asbury up on the top shelf now with Carlin Davison and Dom Kelman Poto, 26% each. Game MVP. According to you, the viewers, have a vote now. I think Keelan Boone will get on the move shortly. Perfect 3 of 3 from the Chemist Warehouse. He's up to 21 points now. Game high scorer, Keelan Boone. And the Sharks by 5.
Yeah, the matchup here, Timmins on DKP, is always an interesting one.
Ayres lost
Davison.
to the... Got it to Kelman Poto, ran straight into a sea of orange. Sharks got the Ayres by 5 last Friday night in Taranaki.
Interesting thing now is the shot clock reset? No, it's 5 seconds.
Lots of kids in the house tonight, as there always is at the Sal's NBL. Davison, catch and shoot off the baseline, pretty stuff.
There was a guy that played for the Chicago Bulls, number 23, who used to elevate and shoot that mid-range jump shot, and there is some elevation there from Carlin Davison.
Boone feeling it, feeling it! Keelan Boone!
Worth one more, that one, Keelan Boone with the 3.
That's
6
his,
point.
That's his 5th triple of the night as well. And he gets a block. I think there's going to be goal interference, is there?
Yep.
Points
Basket's
are good.
counting.
Yep, points are good. Carlin Davison, I think at first thought it was against the Ayres until he realised it went his way, back to 4. Keelan Boone now, 24 points, 8 of 11 shooting, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal. It's a fair night.
It's a fair night, all right. Looking for him now, short shot clock there. Alec working hard.
Oh, now this will be interesting because if that's on Armon Fletcher, who had total hands on the ball, it's gone on Craig Moeller. So maybe Moeller came in from the side. It's not on Fletcher. Fletcher thought it was on him.
Yeah, there's some discussion.
And he ran the other way.
Some discussions on the sideline, and the bench was up. Well, there was a lot of players in there.
It's going to be 2 for Alec. Sam McKinnon a bit bewildered, but it looks like in the end the foul was on Craig Moeller, who came in from the side. Is that his 3rd, Moeller, or 4th? It's his 3rd. He had 2 early fouls. Alex has converted both from the Chemist Warehouse. Margin back to 6.
Yeah, the conversion from the Chemist Warehouse has been quite good tonight.
Both teams.
Yeah.
20 of 23 for the Sharks. Ayres 13 of 15. Been really good. Doot for 3.
Doot. He was quiet in the first, starting to get his feel.
He moves up to 11 points now. Deng Doot on debut tonight. Halves the margin. Asbury steps back. Caleb Asbury.
We're getting a show tonight. This is some elite basketball.
He's got 14 points, 9 assists for Caleb Asbury as well. Davison gets the screen from Kelman Poto and drains the triple. You're right, elite stuff.
Elite basketball, one end to the other. 3, 3, 3. We're in it. We've got a real treat here.
Settle in. Asbury is bumped on the way to the hoop. No complaints there from the Airs. Davison, in fact, wanted the foul called on him and not Armon Fletcher.
It's gone. That's the fourth.
And that's the reason why Davison said, give it to me. He's only got one. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay there.
Big decision here for Coach McKinnon.
Is he going to sub him out or leave Armon Fletcher in the action? Caleb Asbury, 5 of 6 from the stripe tonight. Josiah Alex, 7 of 8. Keelan Boone, a perfect 3 of 3. And Tukaha Cooper, 4 of 4 from the Chemist Warehouse. Really good shooting, and in a game like this, it could be the difference. 21 of 24 from the stripe for the Sharks. And a miss there, spoke too soon.
Yeah, well, Asbury being his shifty self, changing directions on the drive, and he just picks up those contacts, which are obviously visible to the referee. So,
oh, Dort coming through, Asbury on Mola.
Oh.
Asbury, he's missed that. He's drawn the foul. The follow-up from Alec won't count. And I reckon if we see the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay again, I reckon Caleb Asbury is blowing him a kiss.
yeah, something is going on. We'll have a look here. What's this?
Is this?
It is.
Was that a kiss? No, I need to see that again.
One more time.
We'll see if we can get that back for you. I reckon he's blowing him a kiss on the way to the basket.
Wow, old friends, eh?
Caleb Asbury. And he's missed that, so he's missed his last 2 from the Chemist Warehouse.
As a coach, you just want the layup.
Am I seeing things? Am I seeing things?
I'm not sure.
Need a closer look. Oh, he's missed his last 3.
You just want the layup. Just put the ball in the hoop.
Well, ever since I said free throws might be the telling factor here,
Yeah,
he's
put it
missed
on
3.
Jack Andrew back into the game.
Davison
Armon Fletcher still there with 4.
over Asbury. Oh, banks it in, Carlin. He can do it all, the young man.
1 point game, wanting the contact.
He can do it all. What a contest tonight in the Southland NBL. Just over 4 minutes to play. Alec Asbury.
Oh.
Can't hit him from the Chemist Warehouse, but from downtown it's lights out.
It's a lot faster making 3 that way, Justin.
Gee, there's been some 3s in this last quarter. Davison to Andrew off the glass.
That's a nice play. Davison, little slip on the inside. Jack Andrew rising up, finishing over the top of a couple of Sharks. We're on.
How good is this contest tonight? Sharks looking to move into the top 6 for the first time in a long time. I think they were there in round 1 when they beat the Nuggets, and that's about it.
Yep, there you go.
Foul there. Now, is that the bonus?
Yep, bonus.
So both teams are in the bonus, are they?
No, just 1 foul for the Sharks.
1 for the Sharks. And the red sign is up for the Airs. Tukaha Cooper, 4 of 4 tonight from the stripe. Oh, I've done it again. I've done it again. I've completely destroyed Caleb Asbury from the stripe, and I've just done it to poor Tukaha Cooper.
No, he's got this one.
Oh. Apologies right now to Tukaha and Caleb.
If only the commentators could actually make the free throws or miss the free throws.
They've missed quite a few, haven't they, in
tough.
this last quarter? Timmins is back out there.
Yeah, he's been there a little while now. Just setting screens.
Asbury. They lead by 2.
Do not go under. Do not go under. Another timeout there.
Caleb Asbury. Back-to-back triples. The Airs have got some work to do.
That's not on the scouting report, Justin.
I bet you it is.
Do not go under.
Look at that. Caleb Asbury. He has been lively tonight. We've seen him miss free throws. We've seen him miss layups. I think I saw him blow a kiss. And he's nailed a couple of big 3s in this last quarter.
Yeah, certainly really stepping up here in this last quarter. He's got that feeling too. He's like, the hands are out.
Yep.
He's looking up around the place, enjoying the game.
21 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block for Caleb Asbury tonight. Keelan Boone, 24 points, shooting at 72% and 5 of 7 from beyond the arc.
Yeah. We did talk about that earlier, 43%. Let's remember the scouting report. Do not leave him alone.
Josiah Alec, by the way, triple-double watch. Chemist Warehouse stat sheet, 17 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
This Sharks team, when they get it going, they are going to be tough to beat.
Carlin Davison leading the MVP tonight for good reason. He's got 26 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists and 2 steals, 3 triples. For the Magic Man, Carlin Davison.
Buckle up, last 3 minutes. 5-point ball game here for the home team, the Sharks.
Who comes out of that break the better? Good. Andrew slips through. Mola for 3. A little bit too deep. Oh, coming through. Dutt just beat Asbury to the punch.
A lot of commitment there on trying to get that one.
And they go again. Inside to Jack Andrew. Foul is on Josiah Alec. Met him at the contest. 3rd foul for Alec. And we're going to get an immediate timeout from the Sharks here. I don't mind this from Jonathan Yim.
He's got 3, so this is the burn one. So good opportunity here to ice the shooter. It's rather cold outside, so yeah, he's hoping for an 0-2. Jack did miss his last 2 free throws. So,
well, I tell you what would definitely cause Jack Andrew to miss the 2 free throws when he comes back. Us talking about his free throw shooting. Guaranteed.
Well, I'm guaranteed they're watching up in Twizel. They might even be in the crowd. The parents certainly travel a long way to watch. So,
well, there'll be a big crowd watching in from New Plymouth tonight as well. Hope everybody up there is well and keeping warm, and been a fair bit of rain across the North Island this week. Stay safe. Big contest here tonight in Invercargill. It has been a beauty, hasn't it? Hope you're enjoying it on Sky Sport. Great to have you with us. 5-point margin. I mean, this is so big for this team. This is the game. This is the opportunity that can really propel them down the stretch.
And and on the other side, the Airs would lock in a top 6 spot. Just with this win, they would probably have done enough.
Well, they came in 8 wins, 5 losses. The Airs, of course, they lost last time out. That was last week to the Sharks. They take on the Nuggets on Saturday night as well, and the Nuggets, they're not going to make the finals, the Nuggets, but they're problematic. Probably the best way to describe them. They will push you.
They're going to sneak 1 or 2 down the stretch.
I reckon they will as well. Jack Andrew, by the way, good news for Airs fans, hit the first and hits the second.
There we go.
Good boy, Jack. Good boy.
There you go, Jack.
He is 6 of 8 from the Chemist Warehouse tonight. Some decent shopping for him. We're back to 3, 2.5 to play.
And zone here from the Airs.
Fletcher nearly onto that one. He can't foul here, arm on Fletcher. Got to be careful. Boone, little runner, doesn't get it to go. Big Jack gets up. Boone clutches onto it. Airs are away.
Good battle there by Jack, coming up with this, and the Airs need it.
Davison leaning in. Asbury had a foul to give. Just the 3rd team foul of the quarter for the Sharks. Burton about to come back in. Who does he take here? Is it going to be Inga? It is. Braden Inga sits. Burton back into the action. Carlin Davison, 26 points tonight.
Back with the starters, and I think they're in a zone as well, potentially. No, match it up. Matching up down the stretch, 3-point game.
Asbury's got Davison. Interesting matchup. Davison on the attack. Runs into Timmins, sends it back to Armon Fletcher. And it'll be a Sharks ball with 1:52 to play.
Yep, big possessions. Everyone's going to count. Going down the stretch, 3-point game.
Sharks just need to be clinical here. They don't need to rush. They just need to score.
Again, staying in zone. Very dangerous.
Now Timmins has gone down behind play. Foul is going to be on Jack Andrew here. Now that is important because it sends Timmins to the stripe. So that was off the ball, underneath the basket. Got to say, I didn't see the foul, but if it indeed was, well, it's been called. It's clumsy in the end, isn't it? Because Timmins has a chance to sink a couple of points.
Yeah, a little bit of offense, defense here for Braden Inger and Alonzo Burton.
Slam and Sam nails the first, 54% from the stripe. A fist pump from Coach Jim, a double fist pump. Deep breath. Slam and Sammy comes up with the goods. And the lead is at 5, 136. Burton sitting again. Inger's come back in. Jonathan Yims switching and swapping based on defense and offense.
That's 100% right. So he's going to bring him in on a make.
Inger out there for his defense right now. Dutt, corner, Mola. Fletcher, Ayres needs something big here. Mola, corner. Dutt has already hit a couple of threes. Massive shot, leaves it short. Rebound, Boone.
Yeah, that was a huge possession there. And Boone coming up with the rebound. They'll settle things down.
Sharks settle inside to Alec. Massive contact with Davison, who caught him on the arm. Look at Josiah Alec just bounce back. Davison is down though, holding his hip.
Yeah, contest for the ball, and they've deemed that Davison has dragged Alec down.
I think it's the right call, but just watch the landing here on Davison. There's the connection with the arm. He's come down heavy on the hip, hasn't he?
Yeah. Be interesting. They haven't sent anybody out to see him because they don't obviously want to sub him out.
This is a big blow, especially when you look ahead to the Nuggets on Saturday night. Carlin Davison is a tough customer, so this is serious. Being helped back to his feet.
2 shots.
Well, that's a good sign that he's back to his feet under his own steam, but he's feeling it. That was a heavy knock.
And because coach walked onto the court, he's got to sub out.
He's struggling, isn't he? He's hobbled. Alec caught the ball and Davison collected him. I don't think there's any doubt that the foul was there, but out of that, Davison is slammed down on the floor, hip first, and he is in trouble. If you see that, Brent, from Carlin Davison, he's in trouble.
Yeah, no, he's a tough character, and he'll be wanting to get back in this game.
Alec converts. Josiah Alec, 8 of 9 from the stripe tonight. 6-point margin, 1:02 to play. And he's nailed that as well. What a game from him tonight. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Timeout Ayres. And the Sharks lead by 7.
Yeah, good lead here. You know, I wasn't thinking that 13 points was going to come into it at all, but the win is the critical thing for the Sharks right now. And can they get up to that 13 point and jump one place on the ladder?
Well, they win this, they're going to jump inside the top 6. Here's the Sal's NBL ladder. Let's have a quick look at that as we speak. Look at the Hawks in 5th, 7 wins, 8 losses, percentage 94.1. Now as we turn over the page, have a look at the Sharks down in 9th. They win tonight, they go to 7 and 8. And look at that percentage, 93.1. They're going to be in the 6th. They could be as high as 5th. What a turnaround of their season.
Well, looking down the bench from the Ayres, I don't see Davison checking in, so he's still out.
Yeah, Davison is still down on the floor by the looks of it. I'm not sure that he's moved.
Yeah,
So that is a massive blow for the Ayres. They've got to back it up in 2 nights' time. Will the Ayres advance? You would think they would out of that timeout. They will. 1:02 to play. Shot clock at 14 as a result. Margin at 7. Back underway.
Yeah, every possession's been big, but this one here coming out of the timeout is especially that.
They need this. Duran misses, rebound, Boone again, been great on the glass. Sharks, Ayres have to foul.
Yeah, and putting Boone to the line with the shooting that he's had in this game especially, I think he'd be good. It's 3 from 3, is that right, Justin?
I don't want to talk about free throws anymore.
Talk away.
Literally blown it for a lot of players tonight.
Yeah, 3 from 3, 100% from the line, so he's got 2 here.
Well, you talked about it, so be safe. There's Carlin Davison, by the way.
Yeah, that's not looking great.
He is, well, he's out of this game, no doubt. And you would think a question mark right now for Saturday night against the Nuggets. That is not a good sign if you're an Ayres fan. Usual routine for Boone. Hits a couple, and you'd think the Sharks are going to get home here.
Yeah, no, certainly looking good. Can Duke get it going?
Oh, halfway down. What a killer. And Jonathan Yim on the sidelines in front of us. He has not stopped fist pumping the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you know, it means something. It means something to this.
He's up and going.
To this city, it means something to this franchise.
He's right beside you, Brent. He is up and going, fist pumping to the crowd. You love to see this. Emotion from coaches. Positivity all round. Just saw in the background there, Carlin talking to the trainers, but he has not moved. Inga drains the first. Margin at 10. Margin at 11. I'll tell you what, the 13 is looking all right.
Yeah, the Hawks, you're sitting down and say, come on.
Hand in the lane, Keelan Boone. Remember, they win by 13 or more tonight. They jump to 5th. Right now they're in 9th. They're about to go to 6th. They've got a chance to go one place higher. Durand. They don't want to score. Caleb Asprey slaps it away. Fletcher for 3. Misses that. Oh, Jack Andrew gets it back. Can't finish. Mola underneath. And a block by big Sammy Timmins.
Only 15 seconds left. BNZ player timeout.
Shot clock at 6. Doot for 3, in and out. Loose ball. Ayres come up with it. And Fletcher is fouled with 3 to play. I reckon the Sharks, they're not going to go as high as 5, but they're going to be happy with 6.
Yeah, I think they're happy with those 2 Sal's NBL points.
The bench comes in for the Sharks. They're going to win this one tonight. Lots of emotion down on the sidelines. Jonathan Yim is bear hugging every player as they come off the floor. They are going to get the victory. There he is, the coach. He's a happy camper tonight. And they all of a sudden find themselves in playoffs contention. Fletcher drains a couple. No BNZ player timeout. Mind you, the way percentages are, they should have taken it.
They probably should have, Justin. I'm going to try and catch Caleb.
Caleb Asprey's been awesome. Keelan Boone, awesome tonight. Josiah Alec, another star. And the Sharks get home by 9 in the end. Big last quarter for them. 34-22 down the stretch. Sharks win the last quarter by 12 and take the game by 9. Story out of this one for the Ayres, not just the loss, but Carlin Davison with a late hip injury. And I'm just looking down to see if he's still on the floor. It is not a good sign, and that is something that the Ayres are going to have to contend with as they build up to take on the Nuggets on Saturday night. So an injury watch. Caleb Asprey start tonight. Here he is with Brent Matahardy.
Oh man, I'm doing good.
Keelan Boone, I should say. Here he is.
Down here In front of very happy Jill Bolger, Keelan 26 on the night. Good night for you in the corner. Threes are going well, I think around somewhere 71%.
It feels good, man. Just having a good team, having good players who just want to help me find shots. Like, I know I force a lot, but they still want to help me find more shots. So that's just a great team, great game plan from coach. It's just like, I appreciate the trust, so it feels good.
And it looked like it really meant a lot to the Sharks down the stretch. You know, coach was up and about, fist pumping. You know, tell us what the week of practice has been like, and you know what it's looking like for you in the next couple of weeks.
Well, like, we like to think of it, we're in playoff mode now. Like, I know it's a couple more games until it starts, but we like to think we're in playoff mode now. So each game stretch matters, and we're in a desperate situation. That's how we like to play. So it helps us play better, it keeps us driven, motivated. So I just think it's helping us take a turn for the better.
Yeah, well, I know your team's waiting for you in the background, so I'm going to wish you all the best for the rest of the season. Take care. Cheers.
Awesome tonight. Kalen Boone, his teammates are waiting for him in the centre of the court. Big win for the Sharks. They took down the Airs in New Plymouth last Friday. They've taken them down again tonight, this time in Invercargill. And the Sharks, right now, believe it or not, are in the top 6 in the NZNBL. Chemist Warehouse stats, Keelan Boone with 26, Davison ended with 26, and what looks to be a nasty hip injury. Asbury with 21, Alec with 19, Inga comes up with 14 points. They all got amongst it. Dom Kelman-Poto really good in that third quarter. Mola with 10 rebounds, Alec awesome on the boards. So too Timmins and Boone. And look at Caleb Asbury, ends up with 9 assists, Davison with 8.
Yeah, I mean, big loss, Davison, down the stretch. He's only just getting up now. So hopefully he'll be all right for the Nuggets game in a couple of nights' time.
Well, we'll just take out, if we can just move away from the Chemist Warehouse stats for a minute. And just there he is, Carlin Davison. So that's how serious this is. I know Airs fans will be really worried about that side. That huge contact with Josiah Alec, and he came down on his hip. And we do hope that Carlin is okay, but I've got to say that doesn't look good, does it?
No, it does not look great. And you know, there's the potential. We talked about head injuries, and you know the potential for him to have, you know, done some damage up high because he's covering his head. So I'm not sure really what's going on, and you know, just wish him all the best and speedy recovery. You know, for himself as a young man, and certainly you know, for his teammates and stuff. But I know his family will be watching on and really thinking of him, and you know, thoughts go out to him at the moment. Hope he gets back on the court soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll wait for an update from the Airs camp later tonight, or more likely tomorrow. But a win for the Sharks tonight, and Brent, they are on the charge.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're in the hunt. You know, Coach Yim said they were going to come right, and they certainly have. They've got a good group of players. They're well balanced at the moment. You know, you've got Asbury and Boone leading from the front.
And that man, Josiah Alec.
Josiah Alec just doing all the hard work. You know, 9 rebounds on the night, and most of those offensive. He's just given this team a whole lot of chances. And down there in the corner, you know, Jill Bolger is really pleased. You know, obviously the franchise means so much to her, and you know, getting this group going well is a big part of you know, what she does. So look out for them.
Airs have to regroup and get themselves back up for Saturday night against the Nuggets, as the fans wait to come onto the floor and meet the stars of the show. And the stars tonight, the Southland Sharks. They get home by 9 over the Airs in a big Thursday night win in the NZNBL. Hope you've enjoyed it, wherever you may have been watching right around the world. It's been great to have your company. On behalf of Brent Matahardy and the entire Sky Sport team here at ILT Stadium Southland, we wish you well. Stay warm. The Sharks get home by 9.